The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
Well, I was in the shower earlier today, and while I was scrubbing out my O-ring, brother, I was thinking about why don't we have the Criterion version of The Incredible Shrinking Man out on Blu-ray? And as I got out of that shower, brother, and I was all squeaky clean and springtime fresh, and I could see my face in my own O-ring, I got the news I've been waiting for. And that's The Incredible Shrinking Man on Blu-ray from Criterion. And it's going to be awesome, brother. From 1957, one of the highest, the greatest sci-fi horror mysteries of all time, brother. And it's going to be awesome, brother. Coming out in October, and I'll be picking it up, brother. So what you going to do when The Incredible Shrinking Man and Trick or Treat Radio run wild on you, brother? Whew.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 468 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein. Also at the Lair of Lost Swag within the Raven Chateau. Also Casa de Brother and the Lair of the Gods. We are live once again streaming from 4 locations. Because the pandemic is still going on, right, Raven Shadow?
You wouldn't know it from being out in the streets, I'll tell you that much.
What streets? What streets are you going through?
Mean streets.
I knew it.
The mean streets of Leicester.
Mean streets of Necronomicon, man.
Yeah, what the fuck?
What do you think he's in a Kiss, like a Kiss cover band, calling himself Wicked Lester?
Yeah, baby.
So on tonight's show, we're going to be talking about the film Werewolves Within. Looking forward to discuss this one with all y'all. And if anyone out there has seen the film, you're listening live, you want to get in on the conversation, send in a voice message or an email. Podcast at trickortreatradio.com. I'm going to say it again because MZ coughed. Podcast at trickortreatradio.com. If you want to send in a voice message or an email, feel free to shoot it to us. And if you're listening live, we will get it and play it on the show. If you're not listening live, send it for next week. And you can always talk about the film that we're discussing in the current week, the films that we've done in the previous weeks or in the previous years. Doesn't matter. We're open. We want to hear from you. And in 2 weeks' time. In 2 weeks, Raven Shadow. How far away is that, Raven Shadow?
2 weeks. 14 days.
Thank you. How many hours?
Over 24.
How many seconds? Minutes, seconds.
Over 10. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the price is right. You know.
If you say over 10, then you're in good shape, I guess, right?
I'm not in good shape at all. One would probably argue or say aging poorly, but yeah.
Is that your blood alcohol level right now? Over 10?
Man, my fucking
your fucking
back. My back is not good.
Oh, because you mowed the lawn.
Yeah.
Wow, look at you doing manual labor.
Listen.
You're in a hurry to mow that lawn today.
Hey, slow down. He mowed the lawn. He didn't do manual labor. Jesus Christ.
Hey, wait, no, to him, that's manual labor.
I bet it was self-propelled.
To him, that's building the goddamn pyramids, okay?
It was just like the pyramids.
Might as well be. You're like fucking Sisyphus over there.
I am very, I'm, you know what I mean? I don't have any brothers or Sisyphus, so I got to do it all myself. But no, I am the 10th wonder of the world. and that's true.
You are, huh?
Yeah, we wonder how you're still alive.
Fucking because it's been raining. It's like fucking biblical. Like Johnny, you're very far removed in fucking the cicada capital of the world. But
Cicadas are all gone, man.
well, you know what's not gone?
They
The
lasted
rain.
about 6 weeks, and now they're fucking gone.
Well, we've had a rain of like picture the cicadas, but if it was wet.
Okay.
I had
Although now we have
Moses-
to now we have to deal with larvae falling from the trees, cicada larvae.
where are you?
Yeah.
Are you in the Watchmen universe? What the fuck is going on over there?
That's like a scene right out of Suspiria, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, it really is.
Jesus.
But no, IG Aries, I need your help because we need to build that arc that we were talking about. It's torrential rain. July has rained every fucking day. We had a brief reprieve today, and then it's gonna fucking rain. You know,
Can't rain all the
You know,
time,
it's-
Raven Shadow.
It's weird that only your grass grew.
Yeah.
His grass always grows, man.
yeah.
Why is that? Why would you cheer that?
Well, you know, he made a marijuana reference.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought he was talking about the grass on the turf down below.
Oh, I shape that
Uh,
indoors. I don't shape.
Do you
indoors.
use
Outside.
Manscaped, Raven Shadow?
You know, I hear it every fucking time. No, big ups to Manscaped. I do want the lawnmower or whatever it is. I've been thinking
the
about it.
the man mower or something.
No, they got. I mean, not for nothing. I get on top.
can you imagine him using that? He goes, ear, ear, ear. It would get all jammed and clogged.
I don't think he's going to use it on his chest. I don't think MZ knows what the Manscaper is.
I know what the Manscaper is, believe me. But you could use it on your chest. It's so you could shave your balls.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you're here to tell me.
Well, hey, that's what you have me here for.
You're right.
Would need the home improvement Tim Allen, you know, big fucking giant. Need a diesel power manscaper for those fucking
Diesel power.
Fucking
cassava melons that he has down there.
Cassava melons, is that what you said?
They just sound big, right? But no, maybe I will check out the manscaper. You know, do some grooming.
Yeah, instead of mowing the lawn outdoors and mow the lawn indoors, you know.
Yeah, no, you don't want a ball throw.
Ball throw.
ball free.
You're all about that on Tilt podcast. Yeah, no, we good. You guys seriously groom. You know, you ladies will like it. They appreciate that. You know what I mean? Abdul Jabbar Cup, baby.
Abdul-Jabbar.
You mean it's gonna wear goggles too?
Yeah, top hat. Yeah, I know. Professor X style.
Hello, my lady. Hello, my darling.
Baby notes.
Jabbar style.
Yeah.
Everybody do the Michigan rag.
Jesus.
That is well.
What happened? we went off a weird tangent pretty quick there.
Pretty true.
So that's what's up for tonight. Let's see what else is going on. We did a Patreon episode this past weekend. What'd you guys think?
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We did another film commentary, and we put out a commentary for one of the I guess foremost Trick or Treat Radio-ish films that we've done in our history. And it seemed to, I don't think we realized this at the time, but that's a film we've been raving about for about 8 years now. And, the 9-year anniversary is coming up in a couple weeks. So it seems fitting that in the month of our 9-year anniversary, like a milestone episode, that we would do a film like Miami Connection, because it's one that we've talked about, probably one of the most talked about films on the show, right?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, we can't get through maybe a month's worth of shows without someone bringing up even the smallest little reference to Miami Connection, and of course, we see emblazoned on to the right of Raven Shadow on his wall there on every show. So
Yeah, true. I think it was.
we never forget it.
I think it was Dane Unda was saying that he's never seen the movie, but he's seen the poster for years. So so it was very fitting that we did that. And
Dane's got to get on that, man, because he is missing out.
Well, he said he was going to watch with the commentary. So
with the commentary, he should watch it without the commentary, then watch it with.
Don't tell Dane what to do.
I'm going to tell him what to do. Tell him what to do. You don't scare me. He's all the way in Australia. What is he going to do to me?
Send the fucking dingoes after you.
Send the frogs after me. I'd probably get killed for it.
Send fucking John Jarrett after you. Hey, you'd like that, actually.
He already started his attack. He sent the caterpillar for you.
Easiest snarl caterpillar. Yeah.
So we did a Miami Connection film commentary. We watched the movie, and so there's you can hear the audio very low in the background, hopefully to make syncing easier. And we had a lot of fun. It was myself, Raven Shadow, and MZ, and Aries was there, but he just didn't talk a lot. It was weird. He must have just been really into the movie.
I was just so enthralled with it.
But no, it was a good time, and I hadn't seen it in a few years, and it was good to get a rewatch in, and hopefully we gave you guys a little bit of information that we've gathered over the years about the film, some sort of insight that we got from talking to Zach Carlson when we had him on the show, and and just being big fans of it. And MZ, you've seen the commentary before, right? So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, hopefully we conveyed there was enough entertainment value and information, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And we did have some tech issues, but overall, once we got rolling, I think it went well. So, Raven Shadow,
it was nice.
Go ahead, MZ. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say it was nice doing commentaries again, albeit in separate locations, not in the same room like we usually did it.
Yep.
But it was just nice getting on the ball again for audio commentaries, and felt like old times.
Yeah, it was cool. And Raven Shadow, he got to sit at the bar, smoke some butts, talk some movies, right, Raven Shadow?
Oh, it was nice. It was like being a grown up again. No, I had the candles, I had the window open. You know what I mean?
Being a grown up again.
Oh man, it was nice. It was nice talking all raw on a Sunday. That was nice.
Talking raw on a Sunday.
Yeah, baby, you know that. Come on now. That what was it? An hour and is it an hour and 90 minutes? Is it that long?
It's a little over 90, I think. About 90 minutes. But
yeah,
our commentary, I think the overall it was just under 2 hours. I think we did a setup and kind of an outro. So.
Yeah, and the fucking technical difficulties was like 15 minutes, and Monte Zero was pissed. I don't want to fucking do it.
I don't know if I said that.
But if anything, hey, shut up, you. Not you, Raven Shadow. Not you, Wolfie, but Raven Shadow.
Oh, I know.
No, the other way around.
But doing these audio commentaries does prove one thing: that Raven Shadow
we're really big idiots.
Yeah, well, that too, but that Raven Shadow is completely capable of watching a full movie without stop.
That is true. Oh, yeah. Okay, Barry Horowitz, don't fucking break your hand patting yourself on the back there. Wait, what did I thought you were doing the Karate Kid crane kick.
Michaels.
What the fuck is he doing?
Oh,
he's walking like an Egyptian.
Yeah, he is walking like an Egyptian. Wow.
It was Pyro.
And just for the record, Egyptians don't really walk like that. They walk like everybody else do. Okay? They walk like the dinosaur.
MZ would know.
We should all be walking like the dinosaur.
Yes, to be fair, MZ did watch the pyramids being built, so he has first person perspective.
Yeah, well, you mowed the lawn, which is pretty much like watching the pyramids getting built. So how do you like that?
Well, hey, you never mow the lawn, okay?
Don't tell me what I haven't mowed. I'll tell you what I've mowed.
When was the last time you mowed a lawn, MZ?
Oh God,
Exactly. Probably.
at least a decade.
Aries,
you wanna go
Aries, how about
a
you?
week?
When was the last time you mowed a lawn?
What time is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say 6 hours ago, right? Oh shit. So, anything else going on? We're in the Jesus Christ. Oh, Suicide Squad. I want to ask MZ. Do you have any interest in seeing the Suicide Squad directed by James Gunn?
Do you have any interest in looking at my crotchal region?
Zero negative interest, actually.
Then there's my answer.
But you do like James Gunn,
Yes, of course.
and apparently this is balls to the walls, insane violence, but with DC characters.
That's to be determined.
And it's rated R. Well, no, the critics have seen it, and they're letting it. Their like first impressions went out today, and people are saying it's balls to the walls, fucking insanity.
Yeah, well, it all depends on who those reviewers are. First of all, if it's 60-second review, they could kiss my ass.
I saw like 10 different ones. I don't think I saw that.
Okay. Well, I don't know who the reviewers were.
So
But-
is it because James Gunn is doing superheroes? Is that why you don't have any interest?
It's superheroes. I don't give a damn about superheroes.
Yeah, but it's not superheroes. It's supervillains, and it's not save the world.
True.
Each of items. I mean, it's men on a mission with women. You know, I'm just saying. You know, humans on a mission. How's that now?
But they're not all humans.
It's true. Like you have Sylvester Stallone,
So what are they? What are they on a mission? Who's on a mission?
to fucking beat Monster Zero into submission. I mean, I don't know. I'm not calling tomorrow.
Submission on a mission?
Yeah. I'm gonna call him tomorrow and tell him going fishing. I don't fucking know. But you have Sylvester Stallone voicing a giant live action CGI show.
Yeah.
Pretty sure he's gonna
giant-
bite people's heads off.
A giant CGI what? Shark?
Yeah.
Shark.
Shark. Okay.
If you were in
Just
studio,
want
you
to make sure I heard you right. I just want to make sure I heard you right.
yeah. Well, he plays King Shark, so I'm assuming it's more than a clever.
So you're gonna have a shark going, "Hey yo."
Maybe.
It's not Scott Hall.
Say hello to my little
Yeah,
friend.
the big guy.
Say goodbye to the fish guy.
I am the big fish in a small pond, Chico.
Some John Cena.
Oh, yeah, John Cena's in it. Wait, if you could see him.
Jesus.
So MZ, just because it's superheroes or villains or comic book characters, you just don't give a fuck.
That's right.
Did you like the movie Super?
The super?
No, Super.
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 Are you talking about the
James Gunn, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. That was all right. I saw it all. Actually, yeah. No, yeah.
Holy Jesus.
Well,
I did.
It's better than Scooby Doo. I'll give it that. It's better than Scooby Doo.
it's better than Van Helsing. Well, anyways, as you know, that was James Gunn. That's him doing a superhero movie. That was pretty. Oh no! Don't lube up now. What are you doing? Oh, it's so troubling seeing you do that.
This
What?
is your masturbation
Yeah.
chair, isn't it?
Yeah. Why do you like? We know you're looking at a TV. We can't see
I'm not
below.
looking,
We can't see below your waist. You're.
motherfuckers. I'm gonna have to do this. Look,
He's fucking lubing
okay.
up his
My
hands.
TV's off. Look, my TV's off.
Oh, for a change.
Oh, but there's Freddy Krueger.
There's Freddy Krueger, and there's the Killer Rabbit from Monty Python, and the Holy Grail, and there's Jaws. Okay, so you guys can all just kiss my ass. My TV's not on.
You do have a vivid.
that's
you do have a vivid.
It's because the Red Sox
imagination.
game was canceled.
Yeah. You do have a vivid imagination, though, MZ.
Thank you.
So you don't need TV.
Hence this stuff.
What is that?
This is good stuff. This is aromatherapy. Let me get my glasses because I'm an old man now.
Jesus Christ.
are
We
an
don't
old
we,
man.
we don't care.
Holy
We,
shit!
we don't care.
I can't.
Well,
you can't
You
fucking
don't
read
care,
the
but
label.
everyone else needs to care. All right, this is aromatherapy. Tea tree with natural essential oils, tea tree and lavender, renewing body lotion.
All right. What's tea tree?
It's tea you get out of a tree.
You steep it for about 10 hours.
Yeah. You need a really big bucket of water though to do it.
And what brand of napkins are over there? Your tissues? Kleenex or?
Bounty, son.
I have a sock.
Oh,
Uh,
God.
That's stiff as all hell.
I could just use this.
He needs Bounty, a quicker picker upper.
See, I could use this. You know, she's got a dress on.
Oh my God! Why? Why are you even going there?
I got my backpack, and let's see what else. I got money. I got dollar bills here.
What?
I got a hat.
Dollar bills? You put them in your own pants or something?
Yeah. I got another hat. You know,
What
I
the
got
fuck
another
is that?
hat.
Are you getting ready to go to Australia? It's Bush Baby MZ.
You got an outdoor hat. You who never leaves the house.
Yeah.
I leave the house. Who says I don't leave the house? Please, I beg to leave the house.
Who do you beg?
Who do you think?
When was the last time you left the house besides going to work?
Earlier today.
What'd you do?
Had to deposit a check, and then I went. Then we went out to eat.
Ooh, where'd you go?
Radishes.
Of course you did. Jesus. And all right, now I got to ask, what did you get?
I'm not telling you.
2 footlongs with chili, and 3
3? Jesus Christ.
3 feet of beef.
3 feet of weenie.
Oh my God! Wow.
3 feet of weenie with chili, but only 1 Coke.
Only 1. Wow. Look at you, cleaning up your act a little bit.
I really don't drink as much soda as I used to. I really don't. For the most part, I gave that up. Every now and then, again, I'll slip back in and have maybe 1. But other than that, I've pretty much given it up.
Yeah, 1 Coke. Was it a 2 liter, 3 liter? What do we?
No. Just
Do they still make 3 liters?
they stopped making this 3 liter bath. Those things were actually, you know what? They do still make the 3 liters.
It's like
If
the
you go-
generic brands, right?
Yeah, generics.
Yeah, the generic brand, but they still make them. No, it's just a simple 12-ounce can of Coke.
Wow, look at you. I'm proud of you.
Oh, damn it! God,
I know, right?
No French fries and no onion rings or onion straws, whatever they call them.
Nope.
Just your tube steaks.
Yeah, just 3 feet worth.
Yep.
How much does that run you? $15?
Um,
Actually, they're probably cheap, right?
with the soda, I think it's about about $13 or $14 total. If I'm adding it up right, somewhere around $13-14, somewhere around there.
All right. Well, there you go. Now we know exactly what MZ ate. If he has to run to the bathroom anytime soon, now we know why.
Oh, dudes, look what I found. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right?
What Monster Zero is doing a great job describing for the radio or podcast is he's holding a copy of the movie Clue, the classic picture.
Nice.
Which is a great film. I mean, that's going to come into play later on, actually, oddly enough.
Yeah. That's actually a good movie for this week.
Right.
Yes,
Segue.
yes.
But I saw that in theaters for my birthday.
Which
when that
ending?
came. The right one. The good one.
Which, oh, God.
What do you mean the right one?
You don't remember which ending you saw?
Yeah, Mr. Body running around, but this is how it. I mean, it all
Which
worked out.
ending did you get?
The proper one. I don't fucking
Which
know.
is it? Oh, God damn it.
The proper one.
Yeah, the fucking proper ending. The good one. And actually, I saw it.
You see this goddamn thing? You see it? It's a
Yeah.
goddamn spudger, okay? This is a spudger. I'm going to stab myself in the heart with it.
Please.
Promises.
Yeah. Well, use a stimmy dent instead.
That won't do anything.
Raven Chow, you do know that there's multiple endings, right?
Yeah, but I feel they showed multiple endings in the movie.
Not in the first release of the film.
Well, I think I was fucking 9, dude. I mean, I don't know.
I can't believe you don't
Which-
remember.
Which surprises me because I didn't know that. I mean, I knew there were 3 different endings, but I didn't know that every theater had a different ending sent to them.
Yeah.
I had no idea about, and because on this DVD, which I got over at your place, Raven Shadow.
You're welcome.
You went to his house and stole it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking for a second.
When you were moving along, I took that back.
This particular DVD has all 3 endings ending, but it also has a random ending selector where it just plays you a different ending, at random, which I thought was pretty cool. And man, I wish Criterion or Kino would get on the Clue bandwagon and put out a special edition, because something tells me I'm willing to bet there's a different ending for each different character in that movie. I'm willing to bet.
I haven't heard anything about anything like that.
Oh, neither have I. It's just a thought, that
They might have written endings, but I doubt they filmed anything, because at this point they would have come out.
yeah.
How-
Still, it's nice to think about.
Was that 85 or 86?
84.
Oh, really?
Clue was 84, if I'm not.
No, 85.
Oh,
Yeah. Because I feel I'd got Devastator for my birthday, the original G1, and we had saw that at a birthday party in the theaters. And so what? It was 85, you said?
Yeah.
So how old was I, MZ? I was born a couple days in 76. How old was I? 85.
Well, you were born in the tail end of 76, so when this came out, you were
Were you 9?
7?
Really?
7.
Eight,
You were
8 or
7.
9.
8 or
No, 7. If you were born in 77, but you were
No,
wait,
he's
77.
76.
Oh, 76.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
these-
So you would have been 8. Yeah. Is that right? Because you were born on the tail end of 76. Yeah, 8. You would have been 8.
Okay. So we saw that, and all I know is that I just knew, certain things. I knew from Wilma, from Buck Rogers, certain interests, and I knew Miss Scarlet. And it was my first exposure to Colleen Camp as well, as the vet. And it was actually kind of Fisher Price. It was my first exposure to Lee Ving before I even knew the band.
Mr. Body.
Yeah.
Mr. Body, McKeon, that cast.
Yep.
I knew the Mrs. Peacock from the Stripes TV show. Not Stripes.
Private Benjamin.
Private Benjamin. She was fantastic.
Eileen Brennan's great. She's just great.
Did you guys mention Madeline Kahn yet?
Oh, Madeline Kahn. I forgot about it. Yeah, she
Yeah.
was.
I love Madeline Kahn.
But I'm sorry, Miss Scarlet. Yo.
Who? What?
Miss Scarlet.
Oh, Leslie Ann Warren.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
She was foxy. But the funny thing is that this is the second movie that Colleen Camp and Howard Hessman did together in the same year. You know what the first one was? Give Up?
Give Up. Tell us.
Police Academy 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Martin Mull was that?
No, Martin
No.
Mull was.
He didn't
Oh,
say
Howard.
Howard Hessman, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like every week we could do like a 6 degrees of like some fucking. We always talk about like something, and then it goes to, and then this and this and this. Let me check on the chat room real quick. Evil Corny says you don't need lotion to podcast, MZ.
Yeah, but Raven Shadow needs to fix his fucking hair follicles every 5 seconds, right?
No, he doesn't do it every 5 seconds.
All right, every 5 minutes. Maybe I'm overreacting.
Our boy Rocky is hanging out, and he says,
Fuck
"Fuck."
you.
Let's see, what does he say? He says, "Fuck you, punks. Gauntlet's thrown now. Don't talk about my lady Wilmy, you filthy beast. Her name should never touch your lips."
Wowzers. Rocky and I have had several conversations about TV's Wilma. And there was more awakenings there than fucking Bobby De Niro picture, I'll tell you that much.
More awakenings.
I'm just saying I knew what side I was on. I'm just saying, what are you going to do?
Now you want to do a 6 degrees of separation? Get this, okay? This is gonna drive you fucking batshit because this is something that I've had brewing in my brain for a good maybe 15, 16 years.
Oh boy.
And
It's been marinating a while.
check this out. This is really bizarre. All right.
I can't wait.
Robin Williams back in 1980 starred in the movie Popeye, okay? With Popeye was also the actor Donald Moffat, who played the tax man. You remember the tax man in Popeye? 35 cents, eating a hamburger outside in the public tax. Blah, 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 blah. That guy?
I don't. It's been so long.
Anybody else?
No, we kissed
Let's
girls.
just try to move this along.
All right. So Robin Williams in Popeye with Donald Moffat in Popeye.
Sitting on top of it.
In 1982, Kurt Russell starred with Donald Moffat in The Thing.
Okay.
In 1986, Kurt Russell, Donald Moffat, and Kurt Russell, or Robin Williams rather, all starred in The Best of Times. Okay. Now, also in 1986, Bobby McFerrin did the video for "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Okay.
In that video was Robin Williams, Bobby McFerrin, and actor Bill Irwin. Bill Irwin was also in Popeye. He was the guy whose neck could always be compressed into his chest and then be stretched up and shit. Now,
He lost Aries.
who cares? Now, Bill Irwin also appeared in a episode of The Cosby Show. And Bobby McFerrin did the opening score for The Cosby Show during like 6 years of its 8-year run. You think of that shit.
Boring as hell.
Nobody cares what you say.
That's 10 minutes of my life I'm not getting back. Oh my God. I'd like to apologize to everyone listening that is still listening, that didn't abandon the ship. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Hey, at least
What?
I'm saying something.
You haven't shut up since the start of the goddamn show. You haven't let anyone else say anything. This is like the MZ hour going on right now. Oh, dear fucking God.
Break up with him and give him a pen. Oh He can't take it. How do you think of that, MZ?
Huh?
Yeah. Like normal, just thinking of himself.
What? Someone else talking?
Er?
All right. So maybe we should start to wrap this shit up.
Is that okay with you, MZ?
You may proceed.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
awfully kind of you.
But
But
lotion, Jesus.
what the fuck? How does one person get so dry? I maybe use lotion twice a day at tops. Is that lotion again, or is that sanitizer?
No, that was lotion.
Lotion.
What the fuck? You just used it 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I did.
Are you that dry?
No,
Why you use it? What the fuck?
Yeah,
No,
because I like doing this.
Yeah,
Because I like doing that.
just to annoy everyone.
Yeah. I like rubbing my hands together like this because it pisses everyone off.
I like moisturizing.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a hit. I'm gonna take a hit off myself.
Oh fuck. What the fuck, Raven Shadow? What's he thinking?
A, he's not. B, it probably smells like loneliness, lube, and
Did you say
I think when
loneliness?
on the and lube, yeah, when on the hands, loneliness and lube, that's the same smell. Like
Did you say loneliness, lube, and terror?
and Grimlock.
Oh, Grimlock.
Grimlock.
Me Grimlock like lube.
Ooh.
Rocky says the only person drier is any lady friend MZ has.
Yeah, his girlfriend's name is the Sierra. We call it Tatooine.
A hive of scum and villainy.
And John,
All right, that's for the Star Wars show, though.
yeah, no, I heard there was some commotion over there this week.
Yes. One of the hosts did not like the latest episode. No naming names, but he has ranted before in the show.
It rhymes with SARS, probably.
It was pretty classic, actually.
Check it out this weekend.
You'll be too busy listening to El Goro.
Yeah, no, I have different days.
Do you diversify?
I do diversify. Yeah, no. Actually, it was dope, Johnny. Jericho had Anthrax on for their 40th anniversary.
Oh yeah,
on this
Jericho. He had him on fairly like a few months ago. I listened to that one. I haven't listened to this though.
It was two of them. I think it was Charlie and Scott Ian, but this was the whole band, Joey, and the other long-haired dude that reminded me of the guy from Tunnel Drill that you knew. But it was the whole band. And actually, I should have grabbed it at the shop. They had the book of Among the Living.
Oh yeah.
The novel that has all like artwork and based on every song on the record. Because God fucking damn, I love Among the Living.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Might be the best album. I don't know.
Their best album? Maybe.
Best album?
Could be. Persistence of Time's real good. But Among the Living's pretty classic, and State of Euphoria, right?
And don't forget Sound of White Noise, though. I know it wasn't Joey, but I like John Bush on that record.
Yeah, no, I think some of the John Bush stuff was good for sure. I'm trying to find out the John is the new guitarist, the newish guitarist. He's been in the band for a few years now, but I think and actually T-Dog knows him because he's from this area.
Oh, Maryland?
No, sorry. Yeah, I sometimes forget I'm in Maryland. No, he from Massachusetts.
But no, they talk about check out the episode. They talk about the creation of I'm the Man, Public Enemy, their parents are married with children. Like I love Anthrax.
Yeah, they're great. Definitely one of the best. I mean, they're still fucking going 40 years later too, right?
Yeah, Jesus.
All right, you're gonna plug it. You're gonna give the name of the podcast. Is it just the Chris Jericho podcast?
Well, it's on Talk is Jericho.
Talk is okay.
Yeah. So I do. I do Inside of You on Tuesdays, the Rosenbaum. I check out El Goro. I check out From the Canopy on different days. Tales from the podcast. They don't get me naming fucking shit. All our friends. I like podcasts now because I have Stitcher.
All right, you were the one that decided to name everyone. I just wanted you to plug the particular show you were talking about because you hadn't specified the name of that one.
I panicked. I have a bunch of shows on my what do you call it, phone.
On your what do you call it, phone?
Everybody, all my friends. Check out my recent appearance on Two Guys, One Crypt. You'll hear us talk about Gun Woman, Quantum Mitsutake. That's available on the iTunes and all the platforms.
Aries is recording so hard.
I can't with the two of them. I just, oh God.
You just learned a deal. Aries, learn the deal.
Raven Chow, how did
This is what adulting is, okay?
Whoa. Oh, shit.
I raised my child. I don't need to listen to two other ones.
Hey, you've been listening to one child since like 93. Okay.
Evil Corny's very happy. He says, okay, From the Canopy was mentioned. Nice drop, Raven Shadow.
There you go, Corny. Love you, boo.
And he says, I couldn't keep it together. Listen to MZ's Popeye to Cosby show ties.
Who said that?
Corny.
Ah, come on, Corny.
And Rocky says, Sound of White Noise and State of Euphoria. I know Rocky's a big fan of Anthrax, too. So without bearing the lead and without giving too many spoilers, Raven Shadow, because you're on another podcast, people should go listen to that. How did Gun Woman go over?
I think it went well. It's funny. It was different. There was a different co-host. It was Ron, who was filling in for Chuck, who's usually on there. But no, I think it went over well. It's a different kind of picture, but hopefully we'll get some traction. Took around those pictures, and it was great to talk about. I actually went back and checked out our past episodes when we discussed it originally, along with when Corando first came on. It was so once again, as we approach our 9th year, looking back to some of that stuff, and it just seems like 100 years ago.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
You go back far enough, you're going to hear the first time when we talk to Corny, or once again, you might go back far enough and hear the Southern Revenger running amok when we dealt with supervillains on a fairly regular basis. No, it's just exciting. And once again, 2 weeks from tonight, 9-year anniversary. Tell your friends, tell your Nana, tell your Papa. Praise us.
Praise us?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't finish talking about I was going to move on, but the Clue connection I think is an interesting one because Clue was based off of a board game, right?
Now, out of that?
Yes, they made a game out of that. Now with Clue, the interesting thing is it's not like they took a specific narrative, right? They kind of weaved a narrative around the rules of the game and used a lot of the aspects of it. And it seems like they did something similar in Werewolves Within, because if you guys paid attention, Werewolves Within is based on a video game, a VR game from Ubisoft from 2016. What the fuck? People keep trying to call me. I'm doing a podcast, you assholes.
Hey, Wolfie, it's your friend.
I'm sorry. Why aren't you picking up? What's going on?
Well, I think I'd lose you guys if I did so.
I did see that Ubisoft come up, and I was curious about that.
Yeah,
I said it last week, and then I saw it, and it reminded me of it. But I mean, we'll get into it. But there's nothing about a video game in this movie at all.
Yeah, and the video game takes place I think it's in a village, in it's more of a sort of a different time period. So they did take some liberties with it, but they basically used like kind of like the rules of it. So yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think Clue is a great sort of like film to kind of compare it to a little bit, not necessarily compare it to, but to it has some similarities.
I mean, that was my first thought from the jump.
Yeah, we'll jump into the movie in a few. So we'll wrap this up. And so for those folks, we did talk about the latest Patreon exclusive episode, and as mentioned, we did the Miami Connection film commentary, and we had a lot of fun with it. Hopefully, you guys will as well. And that's only available through Patreon. We have no plans to release that any other way. So if you guys want to hear our commentary for Miami Connection, it is available on our Patreon, and what you can do is just sync it up. You get the movie ready, you pause it right before the Draft House logo, and then when we tell you to hit play, you hit play, watch along with us, and enjoy. So, if you guys want to check that out, there's also all sorts of other stuff. We got some other potential stuff in the works. Actually, doing the film commentary was a bit of a test for some other stuff. But we'll see how that other stuff goes, because we did have some tech issues. So we got to kind of work through those a little bit and see if we can get it to work. But we got some other stuff that's brewing. But yeah, give the Patreon a look. We got a lot of cool stuff. I'm in talks with the next Patreon takeover, but there are time zone issues. So we're trying to kind of work through those. But hopefully we'll get to that maybe not this month, but August, if not. So. And we have an alternate plan kind of in place in case we can't make it work for the weekly show. I got an idea. So that's kind of in the works. We just did a Blackout Tapes, the Dependence Day celebration a couple weeks ago. We got a Masterpiece Theater Movie Club we got to get to coming up soon here. So lots of stuff going on over there. If you guys want to check out the Miami Connection film commentary or any of the other previous 24 episodes, actually that was episode 24, so any of the previous 23 Patreon exclusives, as mentioned, we don't have any plans to release those any other way. There's an interview with actually not an interview, but a panel that MZ and I did with Elvira, which is one of the Patreon exclusives, which was not Elvira, with Cassandra Peterson. Yeah. She wasn't in character. That's why I just want to make that distinction. But she did answer a lot of questions about Elvira. And there's some other cool stuff. We got some other film commentaries. We did Summer School. We did Police Academy 2. Speaking of Police Academy earlier, we also did Weird Science. So we have a few film commentaries. We got a bunch of not film discussions. We got some lists. We got some other different discussions on there. So we do different stuff that we don't normally do on the weekly show. Try to give you guys something a little bit different. And you can also join. I see MZ copying Aries. He keeps copying you.
I don't know what he's talking about, Aries.
Stop copies me. We got Matchel of Omaha hanging out. What's up, buddy?
Hey.
Matchel.
Long time.
He says, sup, cool kids. Sup, Matchel.
Sup, dude.
Good to see you, man. So give the Patreon a look, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. We got lots of stuff up our sleeves still, and we welcome everyone's thoughts and opinions, and you guys can help shape the future of those Patreon episodes. So go ahead and give that a look, patreon.com/trickortreatradio. Also, on trickortreatradio.com, you scroll down on the front page, look for the Amazon logo, you click it, it brings you to Amazon. You're buying shit on there all the time anyways. You just go, click our link. It inputs our affiliate link into your web session, and then everything you purchase in that session will get attributed to us. We get a tiny little cut. It doesn't cost them any extra, Raven Shadow.
But it's a way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. We need all the help we can get to keep these lights on. And finally, on trickortreatradio.com, there's a store. You can click it, and you can go to our digital store. We got the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio volumes 1 through 3. If you guys, as I mentioned before, we do the show. We've been doing it for almost 9 years. So we don't expect everyone to listen to all, 468 episodes, plus all the specials, the Star Wars shows, the episode 0, the year-end show, the Halloween show, all those shits, right? So we don't expect you to go back and listen to them all. So what we did was we collected a bunch of clips. Aries, you doing drugs over there? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Organizing.
Organizing his drugs.
Yeah, Jesus.
Sorry, I didn't think that was loud. I didn't think it was going to be loud.
And the blue one's here, and the red,
The red
here,
one,
and the
this
pink
one's,
one,
this one's
green
for
one's
later.
here.
Yeah.
There's a couple of John Moxleys over there. I like that.
One for you, one for me. 2 for you, 1, 2 for me. 3 for you, 1, 2, 3 for me.
One for
So,
the patient, one for the doctor.
so check out the greatest hits. We got, as I said, we don't expect you to listen to every single episode. So if you want to hear the highlights, the lowlights, the midlights, everything in between, the interviews, the arguments, the songs, all that bullshit, you go check that out. Check out the greatest hits. We got volumes 1 through 3, $3 a pop. That's it, $3 a pop. It's like 90-ish minutes worth of content per volume. Give that a listen. All right, Raven Shadow, you sit down to watch Werewolves Within. What do you do to prepare for this fucking movie?
Oh man, it's been rough, John. And you know this. Aries is so loud with his fucking drugs.
Put those drugs away, Aries. You do them later.
Like, listen, you know, there's no time limit on meth. You can do it at 11:05. Come on. But I made a decision.
You want up as ma?
Yeah, I think I'm going to quit something this weekend. I think I'm quitting cable. I think I'm returning my boxes. Cutting the cord.
Good man.
I'm done.
It only
Got
took
the
you
rope.
about 5 years after everyone else.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I'm spending so much money because it went up. Just to have my little fucking, news program. Because they get apps for everything. I can get the TNT app for AEW.
Yeah, you know what's funny though, Raven Shadow? When you add up all those apps, you're eventually going to be paying almost as much as cable.
But it's free though. It's free though, right? You get the
Some
free.
of them, yeah.
Yeah, TNT is free. I think FX is free.
I don't know if they're free. I think you have to have
Yeah.
a subscription.
No, I think free.
To download the app is free, but a lot of them you need to actually pay for cable to
Yeah.
access their content on
Yeah.
the app.
Well, what if I had
What if you had what?
a password?
Were you just
Oh,
making up a random password?
Okay. Perhaps you shouldn't be announcing to the world you're intending to do something illegal.
Hey, I don't think fucking Spectrum from fucking New England's listening. And hey, if they can go find Michael Ravenshadow's address, well, maybe we'll see what happens. But until then, yeah, fuck them. You know what? Fuck cable in its ear. Share passwords. Have fake names. Have secret identities. That's how we get them.
Hey,
I don't-
Clark Kent had a secret identity, and look how well it worked out for him.
And he's fucking Superman, Boy Scout, American hero. So you better believe steal shit. Not bad shit. Don't really steal shit. I don't advocate that, but if you want to circumvent the occasional giant corporation,
Jesus.
we can edit this. So I guess I pulled the lawn there, strapped on.
Cult of Muscle. You're either in it or you're dead.
It's the dawning of a new age. The halls of Valhalla have been shuttered. The heroes of yore have either retreated to the shadows or taken to capering for the amusement of the small folk, their past glories a distant memory. The barbells have been torn from their once puma-strong grips, the beards shorn from their square jaws, only to be transplanted onto flannel-clad, puny weaklings with fingers barely powerful enough to strum a ukulele. The time has come, my brothers, to restore order from the chaos. No longer will our heroes be forgotten. No longer will their great deeds be viewed through a foggy lens of irony. Hear now our rallying cry as we scream it from the mountaintops, as we bellow it from iTunes and Libsyn and Facebook. It's time to join the cult, my brothers. So don your cloaks and enter the cult of muscle.
I'm Alex West. And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Oh, delicious nerds. Ms. M knows you like to chat it up with other sexy shut-ins about comics, movies, video games, and your favorite TV shows. If that sounds like you, cuddle up to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group, or the FIB. That stands for Fan Interaction Board. Just go to Facebook and search for Trick or Treat Radio and have more fun than a Jedi at a lightsaber sale. Not enough? Watch us on YouTube, The Deadites TV, all one word. Last but not least, check out the world's most dangerous talk radio show, Trick or Treat Radio, at trickortreatradio.com.
Please, you can't even count to 21 without taking off your pants. We're back on Trick or Treat Radio. I'm back. No one else is. Oh, there's Aries. Thank you for not letting me be alone, Aries. Thank you for not letting me be alone, Aries.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. The missus was in the bathroom.
They should have went outside. What's your excuse, MZ?
I was born this way. I couldn't help it.
Well,
genetics made me look this way.
Oh, that's for sure. You can say that again. Jesus Christ. Raven Shot, I mean, he's just fucking hopeless. So
he took Ollie out for a smoke. Ollie went to go have a smoke.
All right, we're going to be talking about the film Werewolves Within. This film from 2021 is rated R. It is 97 minutes. It is a horror comedy, and it is directed by Josh Rubin and written by Mishna Wolf. I want to see if, let's see. This is funny. This is the first film written by Mishna Wolf. That's kind of damn impressive. And let's see, the cast, we have Sam Richardson as Finn, Milana Vaintrub as Cecily Moore, George Basil as Marcus, Sarah Burns as Gwen, Michael Chernus as Pete, Catherine Curtin as Janine, Wayne Duvall as Parker, Harvey Guillen as Joachim Wolfson. If anyone is familiar with What We Do in the Shadows, the TV show, Harvey Guillen plays Guillermo, the always awesome Guillermo. We also have Rebecca Henderson as Dr. Ellis, and Cheyenne Jackson as Devin Wolfson. The synopsis: When a proposed pipeline creates hostilities between residents of a small town, a newly arrived forest ranger must keep the peace after a snowstorm confines the townspeople to an old lodge. But when a mysterious creature begins terrorizing the group, their worst tendencies and prejudices rise to the surface, and it is up to the ranger to keep the residents alive, both from each other and the monster which plagues them. All right, and as mentioned, this is very loosely based on a video game of the same name, Werewolves Within. And it's put up by Ubisoft, and it was I think it was a VR exclusive, so virtual reality game. And I didn't read this. I kind of wish I did a little bit more research on it. But I think Werewolves Within, the video game, is based on a just kind of like party game called Werewolf. Have you guys ever heard of this game?
Nope.
So let's see. I want to find the rules. Let's see. I just want to find the rules because I played it before. It's actually a lot of fun. But you need to have like a lot of people. You need to have like 7 people, I believe.
Wow.
It's also known as Mafia. That's another sort of name for the game. It just depends on what theme you want to go with. But it's considered a social deduction game, which is a game in which players attempt to uncover each other's hidden role or team allegiance. Commonly, these games are played with teams, with one team being considered good and the other being bad. During gameplay, players will use logic and deductive reasoning to try to deduce one another's roles, while other players can bluff to keep players from suspecting them. So that's what is known as a social deduction game, and based on the game Werewolves Within, I think that they probably got the idea from that game Werewolf, that sort of party game Werewolf. So
yeah, that sounds more like that type of thing, because I've played similar games to that, card games where you're given a hidden character and you need to detect who is whatever. And it definitely got that feel from this movie.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. It was a bit of a whodunit in a sense. I didn't really get that sense at the beginning, even though, like, I guess if you look at the poster, it says whodunit with teeth. So it is sort of like this sort of mystery of who did it. And I think that it was, I think that we'll get into the movie in just a sec, but yeah, I think that they did a good job of setting up all these characters early on before they introduced sort of that element into it. And that's kind of how the game plays, right? Like, you kind of get a sense of who everyone is, you ask some questions, and then from there you try to find out who is, bluffing or being honest or whatever. So, but yeah, I think that they definitely, I think that Werewolves Within definitely took a lot from that party game Werewolf. Have you ever played that, Raven Shadow? Have you ever heard of the party game Werewolf or Mafia?
Well, I'm Italian, so I definitely heard of the Mafia, allegedly.
Not the Mafia, a game called Mafia.
Not a thing. It's an urban legend. No. I mean, I guess I have without knowing it. I do remember, Aries, didn't we play a Star Trek: The Next Generation CD-ROM game years ago in Parallax's basement? I feel we did like a Star Trek murder mystery. I think I was Riker and you were Worf, which was awesome.
I don't recall that. Sorry?
When we first met, when we met the second time, because the first time you didn't remember me.
Well, you know what? The second time I don't remember you either. So
wait, Aries pulled an MZ on you?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, he was much older and I was a boy.
Whoa, Aries.
Wow.
Lube. No, that's outrageous. No,
oh my God.
That didn't happen. But no, we were on a soccer team that you don't remember me. But no, I think we played that. But no, that's cool. I can get behind that kind of game. But I didn't play the Werewolf.
Okay. Great.
I did.
To make a short answer long,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. All right, I want to talk real quick about the director, Josh Rubin. And he's also done a lot of acting. He's got 66 credits to his name. And as a director, this is I believe his second feature film. He did one called Scare Me, which I think that you saw, MZ. It was on Shudder. Did you see that? Scare Me.
Sounds familiar. Don't know for certain.
All right. Pretty sure you did see it. It's got Chris Redd from SNL.
Who the hell is Chris Redd?
Never mind.
Hey.
All right. Anyways, so this is his second feature. He's done a bunch of shorts, and it looks like he did a bunch of He did some College Humor originals. So it looks like he's got to start doing a lot of kind of comedy skits and stuff like that. One thing I found interesting about Josh Rubin when looking at his most recently his Twitter is he says, like his bio says, director of Scare Me and Werewolves Within, and someday also Darkman, maybe, no presh. So apparently he's putting on like a campaign to direct a remake of Darkman. So, I mean, this we'll talk about the movie in just a few, but if this movie was successful and it worked, it's getting a pretty decent amount of praise. So I could see him, doing something along those lines. And there's an article on Dread Central about him wanting to do it. So it's kind of a little bit of a campaign gaining a little bit of steam. So could be interesting. I mean, I think that's kind of rife for the picking for a remake, right?
It'd be wild. I remember seeing, if memory serves, I saw that summer. My parents took me to go see Ford Fairlane and Darkman in the drive in my dad's Camaro.
Wow.
Excellent.
That
was a good.
That's
that was
double bill right there.
Right. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. That my first Raimi, actually, at that time.
Yikes.
Pretty good.
So I think it's interesting to see if he's able to kind of get that off the ground and get some support behind it. All right, so let's jump into this flick though. So the flick starts out, and we got our boy Finn, played by Sam Richardson, who is sort of on his way to this sort of like I don't know, like really sort of rural Vermont town. What was it, Beaverfield, I think it was?
Yeah.
He's like calling his girlfriend, and she's not picking up, and he's leaving awkward messages and listening to like what sounds like self-help podcasts or something like that. So he's going to this kind of like sleepy, weird, bizarre sort of town in Vermont as he's like transferring to be a ranger there. And then when he's there, he meets, he goes to the local hotel, which is run by Janine, who's played by Catherine Curtin. And her husband has recently gone missing, or left her, I believe it was. We'll get back to that a little bit later. And then he also meets Cecily, played by Milana Vaintrub. And she is also newish in town, and she is the mail person, not the mailman.
The female man.
Yeah, exactly.
A local
female man.
A local mail carrier. USPS carrier.
And Milena Weintraub, you guys know her better as Lily, the AT&T girl.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't make
Wasn't
that
her?
connection.
I thought it was her.
You didn't know that was her?
I never made the connection. I now that you mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, I definitely see it.
Yeah, because when I saw her name in the credits, I'm like, oh shit, I cannot wait. I love this girl. She's a stand-up comic. She's a stand-up comic, which so with this being comedy, she kind of fits right into the narrative of the type of film that this is, and so but we'll get into that. But yeah, it's like, holy shit, yes, because I love this girl.
It's so funny. I never made the connection, and it totally, now that you say it, I'm like, holy fuck, I can't believe I didn't see it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. When she first got out of the mail carrier uniform, I'm like, hey, that looks like the AT&T girl.
Yeah.
So, and then we sort of get, as Cecily sort of leads him through town, we get a little bit of a, kind of like she's a little tour guide of the town, and we meet a lot of the characters and stuff like that. So I thought that was a great, speaking of that game Werewolf, it is similar because everyone's sort of introducing themselves and kind of telling what they do or who they are, and that sort of was I think a really important scene and a really cool scene of seeing all these characters. Now, this is a weird fucking town, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so I thought this movie did a great job of the stranger in a strange land and having Finn meet the carrier, the postal carrier, and kind of the hotel being kind of the nexus of the town, almost like a Newhart, right? Like that's where it's very podunk town, almost 30 Days a Night type town, with a little bit of, let's be fair, a little bit of Northern Exposure meets Twin Peaks kind of vibe, where you have a kooky cast of characters, and even obviously they all know each other, but the postal carrier would know. She makes a comment about she's a bag full of secrets, so he walks with her and sees all the cast from the sort of rednecky mechanic couple to the the developer who's in town. You meet everybody. So we're meeting these characters with Finn, and it's a great way to introduce the woman, the Trisha character with the dog, Chino or Chico. I forget his name, which we hear his name a lot in the picture.
Chachi.
Chachi.
Chachi, yeah.
It was a great way to meet the whole cast in a short amount of time.
Yeah. And I purposely didn't really watch too much or find out more, like too much about this movie, because I heard a lot of good things. I was kind of looking forward to it, and so aside from the synopsis, I didn't really know very much about it. So for me, I didn't really know it was going to be a whodunit, and I actually like that because coming in, I wasn't thinking like, oh, is this the person? Is this the person? Who's gonna, because it doesn't set up what the mystery is until a little later. It does at the very beginning. I think we see one character get attacked by what appears to be a werewolf. And then we cut to 29 and a half days later, and that's when Finn is arriving in town, So we know that there's probably going to be some lycanthropic hijinks about to ensue, right?
Well, it's weird because it's like it goes so far on one side where it's a whodunit, you almost forget that it's a werewolf movie. It kind of loses its way in that regard, where they're so focused on who done it, who did this, who did that sometimes the lycanthrope portion of the story kind of takes a back seat.
Which I think that kind of adds to the whole movie, because you're actually at times thinking, is there actually a werewolf?
Exactly. It could be, there could be a werewolf. It could be paranoia. But
that whole the whole thing with the confusion and the misdirections and everything else just adds to the story.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree.
So, I think that was a great scene as we talked about going around and meeting everyone. And, we get to meet all the main characters here that will come back later. And I thought that was a great way of doing it. Like, not only do we get a sense of who's who, but we get a sense of the town as well. Like, and we see some things that will foreshadow events later, And I thought that was just kind of a great way to introduce you to this town, into the characters, and even with the character of Emerson, right? The hunter who kind of keeps to himself.
Yeah.
I thought that was a sort of a great little moment there as well.
Go ahead and say it, Raven Shadow.
The Aries of the town.
Thank you.
It's a compliment.
Is it?
He was very self-sufficient. I would
and
say.
he has a beard.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm seeing him without his beard. Like he looks like a total like normal guy. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in something. I'm trying to remember what though. The guy who played Emerson, that is.
He did have a familiar feel to him.
He was in True Detective as Errol Childress, if you guys know who that is.
I didn't watch that show.
Not season 1.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe he just looks like someone else. He was in a few episodes of Hannibal, the TV series, but I did watch that, but I don't think that's what I recognize him from.
He was in Joker.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. As Randall, I just don't remember that character of Randall. So
he was in Watchmen.
Yeah. Anyways, I think I will say right off the bat, I thought the acting in this was fucking great. I can't really think of any of the performances that really were let down, and honestly, like they played it over the top just enough. Like this could have gone sideways, and I could see if you don't get sort of like what's going on, I could see this not working for some people. But like, for instance, Michaela Watkins as Trish, was, after losing her dog, was like bordering that like almost too much, but just played it just right, I think,
Yeah, she pulled it back at just the right amount, because like you said, it could have gone really so over the top that it just wouldn't have been entertaining. It would have been annoying, and the same could be said with all of the characters here, because they do notch up that characterization, over characterization, to the point where they could all be annoying, and they all just pull it back. The one I gotta give props to is Sam Richardson. I thought he was really good. I thought he was really, really good as Finn. Yeah, he played it to the point where, once again, it could have gone so over the top, but he pulled it back, and to the point where it was where his character was very, very believable. And another thing about the characters is that they all feel like they belong in a different movie. Regardless of genre, they all the characters, all the townspeople feel like they belong in a different movie somewhere. But the fact that they're all congregated into this film gives it a really quirky feel, an almost a very odd feel, which kind of lends itself to the nature of the film, because it is a quirky little film with quirky characters and quirky attitudes, and but it wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it for what it was in that respect.
Well, I mean, the characters were obviously done very deliberately as to represent separate individuals, whether it being a board game or a video game. That is just, you need to separate your characters completely, and they did that 100% in this. Every character is unique and defined. Almost all of them were done perfectly. The only one I will say was over the top for me was the Doctor. I did not care for that character. I thought that was a little bit above and beyond.
And I feel like that was to add a bit of a red herring,
I can see that. I can see that. But that was the only character that really annoyed me in this whole thing. To the extent that they weren't supposed to annoy me. There were annoying characters in this that were supposed to be annoying. The redneck Raven Shadow, for example. Yeah, see, right back at you, motherfucker.
To be fair, I was waiting for that too. That was watching the picture.
Fucking Marcus. Yeah.
Was it? We're fucking snow fucked.
Yeah.
What?
There was some great lines, and I want to call out. Let's see. EF posted in the Discord today. He said Marcus, Trish's husband, bumps into the bell. He says something like, "Oh, Chachi got his wings." And
Yes.
And he says, "I let out a Ravenchild style howl laugh."
I did too. On that one, I absolutely did. I LOL'd out loud.
Oh my god!
I really did.
You just really abbreviate when you're talking. You LOL'd out loud.
No, I mean, the movie isn't filled with zingers, okay? It's not filled with absolute great one-liners, okay? It's not Caddyshack. But there are moments of laugh out loud absurdity here with dialogue, and that was one of them, because I chuckled pretty loud at that.
Yeah, there was some good lines, some good dialogue, and there was. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I might have even missed because I was trying to pay attention to, like to what was going on in the scenes. But I imagine that it says high rewatchability for, looking at motives earlier on, and then also for just lines like that, kind of throwaway lines that you may not even pick up.
And I could definitely see that, because you're trying to deduce things, because they do set it up. When the movie gets going, you're trying to figure out who's going, who's doing what. It is very fast paced as far as what's happening, and if you're trying to figure it out, you might miss some things.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And so we get that big tour of the town. And what about that place that Cecily's staying, or where she the arcade with the axe, the axe place?
The axe place, yeah.
No, I thought that was called the Axe Hole at first, but then I started saying it said the Axe Depot, which, if it's not called the Axe Hole, I am very disappointed. That's just like, I need to open that place.
Well, there you go. You better trademark that right away, Aries, because someone else is gonna.
Come on down to Aries Axe Hole.
Have fun in Aries Axe Hole. have a drink.
Have fun in Aries Axe Hole.
Open 24/7.
Come to Aries Axe Hole and
come
step
to
up the
Aries
bar.
Axe Hole, huh?
All right, so let's just throw it out there. Let's be 13 for a minute.
Step up to the bar, make it a double.
Yeah, AT&T in the fucking Axel scene. Yo, not for nothing. I don't know how she went from the AT&T girl to blowing up. Well, I know how she blew up the internet, but there was some remarkably interesting hourglass figure going on. Right? Is that fair to say?
What? There was some awful interesting hourglass figure.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about her body?
She is a well-endowed young woman. Is that what you're trying to say?
Saying that.
Have you not watched the AT&T commercials?
I'm DVRing them now.
Dude, there's this thing out there. It's called the internet. Google her name. You'll be amazed with what you see.
No, not to be Randy Pan the Goat Boy, but I think she was very charismatic and very interesting, and she was just very nice, and she had a very nice role, and I applaud that.
She had a very nice role.
She had a very nice role.
She is endearing and adorable, and maybe a little, and again, I like to, a word to use for this movie, quirky, but I thought she put in a pretty decent performance. I mean, she is an actress, she's a stand-up comic, so she could pull this off, and she did. She did a good job here.
And not,
but when she did that dancing, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah.
Get the lube.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
I didn't put any on.
Unbelievable.
No, but she was good. She was very good. All the characters here were played out pretty well.
Anything else you want to say, Raven Shadow, about that scene?
All I know is that it overtook my frustration with Adam Sandler's performance in what was the one when he was a degenerate gambler?
What the fuck? What?
Uncut Gems.
Yeah. You know how you're watching he's doing like degenerate gambler shit, and you're like, why the fuck are you doing that? Don't do that. Don't give fucking Garnett the fucking what the fuck.
How did we get to this?
Yeah, why are we talking about Uncut Gems?
Because you're mad when you watch degenerate gamblers doing degenerate gambler shit. You're like, why? Don't do that. Don't go into the house. Don't give the fucking rock to this dude. When you have a great moment with Finn and AT&T, and they're having a shared moment, and a certain phone call comes in, you're like, dude, why the fuck would you take that fucking call, son? Nobody got frustrated at Finn for fucking that scene up, that beautiful moment in the axle.
Not frustration, not as much frustration as I'm feeling right now.
I'm gonna go with MZ on this one. It kind of puts you in Finn's state of mind.
Yeah.
What?
It also does have a lot to like bearing on what happens later on too.
No, true. I liked all of these characters. Sorry, not liked. I was interested in all of these characters.
Okay.
Especially the hourglasses.
No. I liked Redneck Raven Shadow. I liked his crazy girlfriend with the missing tooth with the wrench. That was interesting. There was some I was entertained. I'm sorry to be I guess I'll just talk about
But as the movie I'm just gonna
just go.
All right. So as the movie continued, did you guys get a sense, a feeling about it whittling down as to who it might be in this whodunit with werewolves?
What do you mean?
As the movie continued, did you ever have a sense of thinking about who it could have been? I mean, the whole point of a whodunit is to think about who did it before the ending. Did any of you guys come up with your own answer before the ending was revealed, or?
Yes. Well, everyone comes up with their own answers. Are you asking were we correct? Everyone always tries to think of who it was.
I was not correct.
Here's my little thing with this movie. I was correct. They made me second guess myself. So I don't know whether this movie succeeded or not. Like I guessed my first guess, I was correct. As the movie progressed, I was like, well, maybe they're doing something else. And then I ended up being right. So in some respects, the movie succeeded because I changed my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, and I wasn't. I mean, I was kind of going back and forth, and I wasn't really like trying to figure it out. But there was a point at which I was like, "Oh," and I knew who it was, but it was also right before it was revealed, so it wasn't like it was like a big jump. It was like right before the reveal happened. You know, I won't say, but yeah, like I probably was like, oh, okay, like a minute before it happened. But they were leading you there, so it wasn't like I was like, some fucking genius or anything like that. So
I called it.
Rachel called it from the first moment, right?
No, and that's what's great about it. Like it, and I think taking it back again too, where horror comedies, it's a struggle to walk the line correctly. Right? You can be more often than not, it's too far on the comedy. And even as this movie progressed, and here's the thing too. So, it's called Werewolves Within, based on a video game. I'm thinking like first-person shooter type stuff. I'm thinking like an army of lycanthropes are going to descend upon this small community. and it totally subverted my expectations. And as it went, I watched this Marion and Ollie. Well, we just liked the characters.
Yeah.
And I stopped. I started out like, all right, where are the werewolves? Where are the werewolves? And I really stopped thinking about werewolves in this. And I liked how it turned. I liked the dynamic. And dare I say it, could this almost be a stage play?
Why?
No.
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 No, it couldn't.
This could not be a stage play.
Why?
Why do you think it could be a stage play?
Because it's basically like in rooms.
Because
You know what I mean?
basically in rooms.
Yeah, you could walk. You could like walk. You know, like we're walking, and you could have like. Oh, and actually, by the way, was this CGI snow?
No, that looked pretty legit.
It could have been. I didn't really pay attention, but I mean, I can forgive that. Yeah.
I mean, it looked like shot in wintertime, but I'm sure there might have been some CGI in there somewhere.
It's not a dig, but one pet peeve of mine. I have a handful of like film pet peeves. One is when you shoot like a gun in a car or space, and it's great for the effect, but it doesn't happen like that in real life. And I hate when people talk in the winter and you don't see the breath. You know what I mean?
It completely ruins a fucking movie. Takes me out, Raven Shadow.
Oh no, I'm not gonna die. But it's just like
I'm gonna say it was CGI snow merely because of the fact that it always was consistent the way it fell, and they could not have shot this within one day.
Right, and it's not. I'm not saying I'm not gonna fucking. This movie sucks. They use fucking CGI snow. I'm not saying that. It was a question. I thought it was CGI snow. It'll look good CGI snow.
So you thought this was going to go all dog soldiers on you?
I guess I was waiting for that, but I really like the cast. And like when you get people of various disparate personalities in seclusion, we haven't even talked about the couple.
Which one?
The gay couple?
Okay. But sure, yeah, I love them. Those guys were great. I love. There was a line. No, you look really good. You have clothes.
Yeah.
In terms of certain zingers where, you have clothes.
His name was Joaquin with an M.
Yeah.
It's very Jack Black vibe to me a little bit. I like that.
Yeah, there was
and also, no, go ahead. Good.
I liked how they were all sort of in a sense paired off. Like we did get a lot of couples. So you guys mentioned that earlier. But we had like the redneck couple. We had sort of the conservative couple. We had the gay couple, and
the interracial couple, right? I mean, that's fair.
Yep. Or sort of.
Or trying to be.
Yeah, maybe trying to be. Yeah. And then obviously we had the old white guy, Parker, who was trying to get the pipeline thing, to work. So. I think that there was a lot of combustible elements here, and it all really added up to it kind of ended up being an explosive. It was like a powder keg, when you put all these ingredients together, it fucking explodes, right?
What's great is that that combustible element would have been there if there wasn't werewolves.
Right. Yeah, that's the thing that's so great about it.
It just happened to be this thing happened in this location. Like this, you could have had this drama without all this shit. In some hands, sometimes it could be said that it's very topical and political views or whatnot. Like it didn't need the horror element to be tense and stressful.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's why it works on multiple levels because. It's just in general, it's a well written, fun movie. Like even without the whodunit, but then you add in the element of a werewolf and the element of who did it, then it becomes even more, this even more tangled web, And I think that this could have been a very delicate balance. It is a very delicate balance, but I feel like they nailed everything pretty damn well to make this a cohesive picture that worked, So, and I don't want to talk too much about the ending, obviously, because, that this is a whodunit. It's better to keep that, sort of unknown. But, there's a lot that we can talk about. And there's a lot of themes about this as well still. A lot of times in movies, the good guy always dies, right? Like, or, the good guys always finish last, as they say, right? But this one had a slightly different message where the good guys persevere and kind of made it through, right? Like that's kind of a theme. And I also liked, without giving too much away, how like one woman was treated and how she sort of commented on her treatment and how that was dealt with. I thought that was also very interesting. And also just kind of about like community and how important like community and friends can really be, especially with one of the scenes at the end when involving Mr. Rogers, I guess I'll say, like, I thought that was fucking great, Mr. Rogers always preaches, won't you be my neighbor, and like, all this stuff about neighbors, and I just thought that was kind of funny how that came to play in the end,
Yeah, it's not often that you come across a horror comedy that starts off with a quote from Fred Rogers.
Mr. Rogers quote, yeah.
Yeah, so also as far as the ending goes, I like the way it ended. Because there were some areas as far as and I don't want to get into any specifics or anything like that, of lycanthropic folklore that they kind of failed to bring into light. And I thought because of those failures, this movie kind of, to me, leaves itself open for a sequel. And I'm hoping for one because this was a lot of fun. But when they left out these little tidbits of folklore involving werewolves, I'm thinking to myself, shit, don't tell me they didn't think all this through. I was really hoping that. And then when it ended the way it did, I'm thinking, well, maybe they did that for a reason, for a potential sequel. And I hope there's a sequel because this was a lot of fun.
I just want to chime in with something Johnny said. You mentioned good guys.
Yeah.
With this, not that I'm picking a side, but there really wasn't necessarily a good guys and bad guys. It is all depend on how you look at what is happening in this town. It was kind of steered more one direction, but it could be viewed from the other side.
And that's fair. I mean, that's fair. And that's even mentioned, some characters mentioned that thing. The rich couple made that comment about how it's easier to, he's like, we're millionaires. How should we tell these people how to live? He's like, we're not millionaires. I'm like, what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. People were looking at, what we need to be, save the forests. The pipeline is going to harm the forest. Well, the pipeline is minimal invasive. You're going to make a lot of money if this pipeline comes through. I mean, there are two sides to this. There were definitely, the movie was definitely playing favor towards one side, but I mean, depending on which side you're standing on is which side the villain is.
And that's fair. So you could at one point you can get political, right? You can get left and right. But if you dig deeper down to I'm not smart enough to really talk much about that, but it's like political. But then you look at the actual everyday people, the people who live there for 20, 30 years, or from the perspective of folks who moved there in the last maybe 5 years. And right. There's as we've said before, it's all a certain point of view.
And also, I mean, they're leaving a lot to be interpreted with the drilling for a natural gas. How invasive is that going to be? That is, research and all this other stuff. So that is pretty vague in this movie. But I just don't want it to be left, on the table where it's black and white as good and bad. It could be interpreted either way.
But everyone's motivation is probably not based on evil.
Yeah. I mean, everyone is the hero in their own story, right?
I know I am.
Even though their motives might paint them as a villain by others, So as far as everyone's concerned, they're doing the right thing and they're the hero in their own story. So, and I think if you look at it in this case, I think that's absolutely true. Everyone had their own reasons to feel the way they felt and do the things they did. So yeah, I think it's I think it works on a lot of levels. As you said, it works as just like a fun kind of like movie about this weird, quirky town. Honestly, the town itself reminded me. I'm not going to say it was like that it was aping Edgar Wright, but it felt to me like it was kind of Edgar Wright-ish in terms of like Hot Fuzz or something like that, like the weirdos in that town,
Yeah, I was going to bring that up about Hot Fuzz and the similarities between the two. That as well as a movie like Knives Out, which is pretty much along the same lines. But yeah, Clue, especially Hot Fuzz. Just like you said, which I think is almost the perfect.
Oh, it's great, yeah.
Measuring stick as far as the shit that's going on in this movie. It's the perfect measuring stick.
So
I mean, I definitely agree. Hot Fuzz, Clue, and Hot Fuzz. I don't necessarily see Knives Out. I don't. Beyond the whodunit aspect of it, I can't get behind that.
And that's fair. I mean, like there's a certain level of whodunit, right? I mean, Clue is what came to mind for me. I thought Knives Out was actually quite brilliant, and completely enjoyed it more than I ever thought I would. It's not a like-to-like comparison, and where this falls between what we've talked about. Yeah, I think maybe Clue and even to a horror comedy of Shaun of the Dead. Once again, not a like-to-like comparison, but Shaun of the Dead had comedy, but at the end, it got fucking real. Like, it was serious. It wasn't like, it wasn't like slapping the zombies. Shit happened when people got their guts pulled out.
Yeah, but I never saw this as being that serious. This movie being as serious as the apex in Shaun of the Dead. This was played more for laughs. I feel like that it was more. It had to walk that tightrope of comedy and horror, and I felt it was leaning more towards the comedy side, and the horror was just a backdrop of that.
See, I think this movie didn't play the comedy as much as Shaun of the Dead did. See,
I agree there.
See this? Well, this movie falls into a weird demographic for me with the whole comedy horror. I think there needs to be a different classification, because although this movie did not take itself seriously, for me this wasn't necessarily a comedic movie. I never laughed out loud. I never snickered. I never even smiled. I found the humor in the absurdity of things that happened, but it never caused any physical reaction watching this movie. In a comedy, like, I smile, I snicker. If it's a very good comedy, I may actually laugh out loud. Surprise, surprise, I am a very stoic individual. But this movie did nothing for me. It's not that I didn't recognize the comedic aspects involved. They just weren't to the extent where it needed to be classified as a comedy for me. Whereas I think they need a new classification. I don't know what that would be. I'm not here to solve this problem. I'm here to bring it to everyone's attention. Something between drama and comedy. There needs to be something else there.
I'm here to tell you there's a problem. Now it's up to you to fix it.
Hey. Welcome to America.
Ravenshot, I didn't know this. I don't know if this. I think it's a new series, but Milana Weintraub. How do you say it, MZ? You said it before.
Weintraub.
Weintraub. Okay. She is. She is. I don't know if it's a live action or if it's animated, but she's playing the role of Squirrel Girl.
What you mean? AT&T is playing Squirrel Girl?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you need a tissue now?
AT&T.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, don't talk to me. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
Don't talk. Okay, I won't. We won't talk to you on a podcast.
The way you just described that, it sounds like you needed to change your shorts.
Yeah.
It's not as good for Squirrel Girl. So that's once again the fact that.
I think I was going to let you.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Christ.
Do you need a moment?
Wait, me or him?
You.
Yeah, I kind of do.
Both of you. Holy Christ! Get your cameras off. Go clean up.
Ask the fucking lubricator. No, but good for her.
Also in the show, Keith David is playing Ernest Vigman. Do you know
Dr. Vic?
Do you know who Vigman is from New Warriors?
New Warriors?
Yeah.
It's been so many incarnate, not the Mark Begley, the original run that Mars and I love. If there's a Dr. Venkman with Vigman, there might be someone come later.
What?
I'm not familiar. He said Vigman. I was trying to do a Venkman joke, but
yeah, it failed.
I know. Apparently, it did. Edit that out in post, but no. I mean, I know Squirrel Girl is a character from Marvel, and apparently is the nanny of Luke Cage and not Jessica Jones, Alias. No, Jessica Jones, not Jessica Drew. Right. Because Bendis couldn't do Jessica Drew. Yeah, so it's Squirrel Girl was a nanny to Luke Cage's and Jessica Jones's daughter. Aries is doing the fucking Picard, but you asked me a fucking question, Johnny. I feel Johnny set me up, and I'm trying to do it. I didn't do any kind of nuts in the mouth joke. You know what I mean? I didn't do any of that.
What the fuck?
No, you set me up, and Aries is doing the spaces, and Monster is doing nothing. And I feel like, I don't know.
I was asking about Vigman.
I don't know what Vegman's is. I don't know what.
Jesus.
It's Q-Buster.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Now, also,
Oh, dear God.
let's get back into this, okay? The violence in this film. A lot of the violence here was taking place at, it was taking place at night, but it was also taking place in dark areas of the lodge as well.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any real need for any like serious special effects to go on in this movie, and I was perfectly fine with that. It showed what it needed to show, and it didn't have to go overboard with the violence. The on-screen blood is somewhat minimal.
Yeah.
But I had no problem with the way they handled it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was completely. We lost Aries for the episode now, I think. I looked over and he's like laying down practically.
That's what
I think. Yeah, here we go. I'm gone now.
Whoa! Aries shrunk.
Oh, So Evil Corny says that New Warriors show isn't happening anymore. Yeah, I was trying to look for info on it. So it looks like Freeform was originally supposed to air it, but for some reason they couldn't find room in their schedule. How can you not find room in your schedule for fucking Marvel show on a network called Freeform, which I've only recently heard of.
We're too busy showing Mama's Family reruns.
Rocky says, "What the squirrel fucking hell is going on?"
Exactly. Thank you.
Rocky knows. Just saying.
What does he know?
He knows stuff. He's been from down south. He lives.
He's been from down. He's been from down south.
He's
been Ben
born
Kenobi from down south.
Oh God, I really hate you. God, I hate you.
MC, I want you to remember this feeling when you're going on a tirade, because that's what I'm feeling.
My tirades make sense, dude. My tirade, my tirades make sense.
Excuse me, you went on a 6 degrees of separation from fucking.
Yeah,
I don't even remember.
We all glossed over and have no fucking clue what you were talking about. Oftentimes, you pick out stuff in movies that like really bugs you, and it is not even important and doesn't even make sense.
Hey, I'm not here for you. I'm here for the listeners.
They don't care either.
Unfortunately.
Let's get back to the review on this movie, please.
Oh, now that we're beating on you, you want nothing to do with it?
Oh, I just want to talk about the movie.
Kick his ass. Kick his ass, Seabass.
What about the soundtrack where they kept on playing "I Saw the Sign"?
Yeah, it was pretty fucking funny.
Oh, God.
I love how they used that.
I hated that song then, and I hate the song now.
Well, I hate it too, but I liked how they used it.
It was great. You know what? I love when I looked at the jukebox and he was like, a lot of 90s in there. I'm like, my kind of jukebox.
What would you have played, Aries?
Something from the 90s. I don't know. Just if you look at my playlist, it's fucking 90% 90s.
Really? So you listen to Belly and Presidents of the United States of America?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I got caught today. I got caught today singing garbage.
Well,
I like peaches for me. Yeah, that's a great rock
I
song.
like peaches. If you're gonna sing it, just don't butcher it. I like peaches.
I eat peaches from a can. They were put there by a man. Yeah, that's rock and roll right there.
That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, MZ, you're the self-proclaimed guy who knows nothing about music, so you have no right to talk about music.
I will talk about music as much as I want, even though I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you have no fucking clue. Presidents of the United States are actually a fucking brilliant rock band. You just said you don't know anything about music.
Yeah, well, I neither do the president.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit! Rocky says, "Don't knock Presidents of the United States of America, son. Go listen to Mach 5."
Who?
Must be one of their albums. I'm guessing Mach 5.
I don't know.
Do they cover Def Leppard?
Yes, let's listen to Weezer. Yeah, let's do that. Great, wonderful. Yeah, great, wonderful. Great.
You sound like, like Mars now, talking shit about 90s music.
And No Doubt. Oh yeah, No Doubt's great. Yeah. I listen to No Doubt. And Bare Naked Ladies. Yeah, they're great. Yeah, great.
This could possibly be worse than your 6 degrees of separation rant.
I don't care.
But you know what? You should care, because we're trying to get people to listen and entertain. Now listen to you go, oh, this sucks. That sucks. Oh my God, you're like an infant.
You're just now realizing this?
Yeah. Oh, it's.
Sure.
I just kind of. Here we go.
Rocky says, I just got moist and impregnated by Aries.
Wow. Wow.
Oh,
That's only the third person that's actually come front and admitted that.
Yeah, only the third. Rocky says, in Filter and 9 Inch Nails and Helmet and Alice in Chains.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome to my playlist.
Maybe if Rocky ever needs someone to play bass on one of his tracks, he can hit up Aries. You still practice Aries?
I haven't touched one in years.
MZ, when was the last time you touched a musical instrument that's not a slither horn?
Or a skin flute.
Yeah, skin flute, yeah.
Or a Bavarian cheese whistle.
Yeah, wait, let's be honest, it's MC. There's no flute involved in that. There's no mouth.
I played the Massachusetts flush bongos a couple hours ago. So,
are you smacking your own ass? Wow.
We
were talking about this movie, I think, at some point in time.
Yeah.
I got a horrible visual with that. Just MZ just dick in one hand, smacking his ass with the other.
God.
I just because I had to have that visual, the world needs that visual now.
Who's your favorite new kid? Call him a joke.
Jesus.
Can we get back to the movie, please?
Yes.
Don't make me get loose now.
Where were we? I don't even fucking know.
The only area where there was a little bit of overacting, but I thought it was done at a time when it was where it laid into some pretty funny comedy was the reactions to Chachi's death. The character, whoever owned Chachi, I forget her name, but throughout like the rest of the movie,
Trish, I think.
Trish, I think throughout the rest of the movie, she was just like inconsolable and just screaming and crying almost the entire time.
Yeah.
Which was right. And there's another scene where there's another character who discovers something, and she starts screaming and just like maniacally screaming to the point where it was just absolutely hysterical. I really think these actors are really, really good. A really well thought out cast.
Yeah, it was a great ensemble cast for sure.
It was such a good cast,
and that's what you need for these, right? Like look at Clue. We talked about that. If that wasn't a strong ensemble cast, would that have been as good? Every character needs to be believable, and everyone needs to. You need to believe that person did it, and if it's not, sold the right way, it's not going to come across,
And they're all so separate from each other that each one has their own distinct personality. And if not each person, then each couple pretty much are the same person, and they have the same personality. And you need those personalities to clash in order for that to get that what's the word I'm looking for? For lack of a better term, for the arguments to kick in, where it becomes it becomes a societal clash, personality clash. These are people that have to stay in at the overnight in this lodge and deal not only with the threat outside but also with the threat inside as well. As comical as it is from time to time, it's not always serious.
Is it ever serious?
At times. It's minimal, but it's there.
I thought.
But you know what? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Aries. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the couples I don't think are the same character at all. I don't think they can be grouped as one at all. They are, although they're together, each couple is separate from one another in their character traits.
You think so? Like the hillbilly couple?
Oh yes.
Think they're the same? You don't think they're the same?
No, they were talking with different people. They were not Ozzie and Harriet or they were. She was different than him. They were together.
They were both redneck people, but they were two different types of rednecks.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That took a turn.
The what else? What else do I want to talk about? We were talking about the music, the performances, and I think that even the direction. I thought the direction was really strong on this overall. Like I think there was some good shots. Everything, it looks solid. It doesn't look like your typical indie film, indie horror. This to me had a more high profile look to it, something you might, and I'm not like, I know me saying that makes it sound like I'm putting down indie films. I'm not, but this was somebody who had like a deft hand. He knew what he was doing, and I feel like it was a really well shot film, especially because there's a lot of darkness in it, and never at any point did I think that it was too dark, So I think that worked really well. Also, one thing we haven't even talked about, since this is a video game based on a video game, this, to me, has to rank up there among some of the best video game adaptations ever. Right? Because it's not a very fucking high bar.
If I was thinking that, and I was thinking that earlier, Johnny, like, I've not played this game.
I haven't either, to be fair, because I don't have a VR setup, so I've never played it. But
let's say for those of our age, the longest time was the original Mortal Kombat was the best video game.
Best, like
at that, for our age,
yeah,
in our early 20s at that time would be the best. Now I know there's been stuff that's come later. I don't watch the Prince of Persia. I didn't play that game. I didn't watch the movie. I didn't see Tomb Raider. But like, you have certain. Actually, we watched a couple of video game movies, didn't we?
Yeah,
on the show.
Yeah, we've seen some.
Well, to throw a little monkey wrench into this whole mix here, isn't this a video game based on a card game?
Well, it's like a party game. So
a party game.
Yeah. But that's just my interpretation. I was trying to find out to see if it was, and I couldn't. But they're just so similar that, I mean, it had to have been,
They should really be a Candyland movie.
You joke, but I think there is talks of that.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Shouldn't this movie?
But you know what? I mean, all it takes is to throw the name out there. I mean, they made Battleship the movie.
Right.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with the game. I mean, all you need to do is secure the rights and create a vaguely similar concept. I mean, we're praising Clue. All Clue has, as far as the board game goes, is the character names and the murder weapons.
Right. Or look at fucking Pirates
and the rooms. And the rooms.
Pirates of the Caribbean was a fucking ride at Disneyland. Nothing
Correct.
to do with Captain Jack Sparrow.
And the movie has nothing to do with that ride.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but you know what? I mean, just to kind of expel on that a little bit. The more you try to latch onto your source material and stay true, the harder it is to make a good product. Because they made a Haunted Mansion movie, and they really tried to tie in the ride, and that is a bad movie. Because their tie-ins worked well, but it just didn't work with the story.
I still like Street Fighter.
I love Street Fighter.
Right? And actually, oddly enough, even though it's terrible, Super Mario Brothers was remarkably a different take on the fucking genre.
All right, you're standing alone there because that's atrocious.
Oh, it's terrible, but they went weird. They went weird. You know what I mean? They went weird.
Yeah, but they shouldn't have gone weird. Their target audience was children.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list here. This is it's just like Rotten Tomatoes. Number 1 video game movie of all time is the Angry Birds Movie 2, which I never saw. Detective Pikachu was number 2. Sonic the Hedgehog with Jim Carrey, number 3. The new Mortal Kombat was number 4. Tomb Raider from 2018. Rampage with The Rock, number 6. Monster Hunter, number 7. Final Fantasy Spirits Within, number 8. The original Mortal Kombat, number 9. And Angry Birds movie, the original, number 10. It's not really a high bar, right?
So like Max Payne and Doom couldn't find their way on there.
Oh, Doom's number 29. Max
Payne, have you seen Doom?
Payne's number 31.
Probably the Hitman franchise.
Hitman is pretty low.
Not Tommy Mon.
Let's see what it's only the top 45, but 45 is Alone in the Dark, directed by Uwe Boll, starring Christian Slater.
Oh God,
Tara Reid, Stephen Dorff.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Although
just the fact that there's 45 video game movies is kind of like pretty crazy.
Oh, there's more than that, but that's just the top 45 in this list.
Why do you find that crazy?
It just seems so weird to me.
Over the course of 40 or some, I mean, I don't know when the first video game movie was, but like 40 some odd years, there's a lot to choose from, you know? So there's a lot of really...
Tron.
What's up?
I think that would be Tron, wouldn't it?
What would
Which came out first? The movie? Which came out first? The movie or
the movie came first, and then they made a video game on the movie.
Okay. All right, then never mind.
My least favorite video game movie is House of the Dead by Uwe Boll. That's number 43 on this list, which it is. I mean, I haven't seen Alone in the Dark, so I don't know, but House of the Dead was fucking terrible. That's the only movie I almost considered walking out of in the theater, and I never walk out of movies.
Was that the game with the guns? You have the guns.
Yeah.
It was a decent enough game. It was an awful movie.
Yeah, the movie's a joke.
We had fun playing games, Aries.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Let's see. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about the ending, obviously, because it is a whodunit. But was the ending satisfactory for you guys? Did you feel like it was a satisfactory ending?
The ending itself, I did enjoy it, but the special effects, not the special effects, the practical effects, I didn't like. Not that they were bad. I didn't think they belonged in this movie. It seemed more like a children's movie.
This movie felt like a children's movie?
The werewolf seemed more like it belonged in a children's movie rather than this movie. Not that it was bad effects, that they didn't seem scary at all.
It wasn't ferocious enough.
Yes.
I actually got some Monster Squad flashbacks.
I thought it was even soft for that.
I didn't get the sense that it was supposed to be scary.
I mean, maybe that's what they were going for, but to me, that was it dropped the ball in that aspect for me, because it wasn't comedic. It just was friendly.
In a way, I can understand what Aries is saying. I get it. You're kind of expecting like Michael Jackson's Thriller. And
instead we got Chow Daddy.
Yeah.
Hamburgers. No, but I can understand that to a certain degree. I mean, you know what? The more I think about it, the more I think you might be right. I mean, it did seem a little plain and simplistic. I don't know, but I don't know. I think you might be right on that. Now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't give it much thought when when I was watching it, but now that you mention it, I'm like, yeah. I mean, especially when you figure this whole thing with the generators in this film.
It led up to something more ferocious than what we got. The transformation wasn't bad. I think that was more budgetary restraints than anything. But yeah, the end result was lackluster for me.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't. The overall look doesn't really uphold the damage that the generators suffered.
Well, oh yeah, okay.
Or some of the other wounds happening in the movie.
It's a fair critique. I thought that when we did see the werewolf, I was satisfied with it. I didn't have any feelings that, but I also wondered if we didn't see the full wolf, if you know what I mean. Was that full wolf? Do you think, or
was Teen
Wolf? That poses an interesting question. Or, you know what? Running into spoiler territory here with the title. It was plural in the title.
True. You just blew Ravenshell's mind to the point where he just can't even talk.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's another way of looking at it.
Raven Shadow ending satisfied? I don't remember if you answered.
Yeah, man. I mean, we should probably go to verdict. There's a few things I want. There's a couple things that I thought were maybe save for the end of verdict.
All right, fine. If you didn't watch the movie, that's okay.
I hourglass figure.
No. She doesn't like that Ravenshell. She's been sexually harassed online. You can't do that.
Yeah, come on, stop it.
She's a very talented, very funny actress, and I think she's been. I think she'd be great. The pictures.
Yeah. What kind of pictures are you thinking?
Oh no! Like, watch it.
Wow.
Like, don't be all fucking vegan-y because you know how. Okay.
Don't be what?
Vegan-y.
Vegan-y.
What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
Vegan-y?
No, you get all vegan-y about things.
No, there's 3 other people in this chat. None of us know what you mean.
What does that mean?
Well, vegan-y.
There's 2 people in this. There's 3 people in this chat. One's wearing a red fucking tank top. Who's not a person.
He's barely a person.
Yeah. He's a fucking humanoid from the deep.
Yo, vegan-y.
It doesn't make sense. I'll let it go because otherwise we'll be stuck on this for like 10 more minutes. But it doesn't make any sense.
I'm busting your balls because it's hard to find things to make fun.
Because I like animals and I don't want to hurt them. Now I'm worthy of making fun of.
No, because I can't. There's nothing. It sucks. There's nothing to make fun of Johnny about. He's fucking.
I'm not perfect. I'll tell you that.
I mean, you're not the most punctual person. But aside from that,
I suck at being on time. I'm the worst.
Right. Aside from being on time, Johnny is fucking perfect.
Oh no, Raven Shadow, pot calling kettle black.
Pot?
I'll be at Rock and Shock at 11 a.m. 3 p.m. rolls around. Raven Shadow's strolling in.
But you don't have the nights that I have at Rock and Shock, and I host.
Oh, okay.
Can we
Buster, please?
And I'm trying to put you over, and then you.
Can I make a suggestion? The next Patreon show is just a trash Raven Shadow.
We'll roast a Raven Shadow?
No, not a roast, because that implies we like him. Just to fucking tear him to shreds. Make him cry.
I have mirrors. I don't need any help. I don't need... Okay. No. I think she should not be the AT&T girl. She should be whatever her name is.
She should be the Verizon girl.
You should be the Verizon.
She should not make a living.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Fucking A, man.
What? T-Mobile maybe? T-Mobile calling?
Yeah, not you. You set me up. You're fucking
Boost. She should be Boost.
Cricket. Cricket.
No.
I got it. Jitterbug. She should be the Jitterbug girl.
You. I have 3 fucking jokes on deck that I'm not gonna fucking.
I want to make MZ throw his headphones again here.
I had 3 really.
Evil Corny says House of the Dead is shit. They spliced that video game footage in that film like it was going to help anything. And he says
Thank you.
Dead or Alive was a bad video game film too. Yeah, I never saw Dead or Alive, so I can't comment on that. Rocky says that motherfucker's late to his own birth. He likes to stick rocks up his nose, that his nose up the lunch lady's pelvic glove. Wow. I probably was late to my own birth.
I was.
I was born at 2:57 a.m. That's kind of late, right?
No fair.
All right, I think we need to head to the fucking verdict on this. Jesus Christ.
I've not eaten at all today.
Why not? You should have eaten instead of taking a shower. You don't need to look pretty.
Go while he's playing Buster. Go grab an Uncrustable.
No, don't. Oh yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, do that.
Use your stretching powers and reach into the fridge and get an Uncrustable.
You can be back before Buster's done talking. Go
Yep, go.
now.
Get
Go.
Uncrustable.
Go.
No.
Go.
Go look on the nightstand. It should be thawed by now.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time. We're going to let you know whether Werewolves Within is a trick or a treat. And any final thoughts, starting with Monster Zero.
I got something in my eye.
Yeah, hate.
God. Our reviews are getting worse and worse. We got to do something.
Good
about
thing we
this.
don't do reviews.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. This was a pleasant surprise. I did enjoy this quite a bit. Everything that we talked about is true. The performances are there. The way it's shot it looks really, really good. There's the quirky characters in a podunk town, being hunted down by a possible werewolf. The comedy doesn't always land on its feet, but when it does, it's very, very funny. The Chachi got his wings. A bell rang. Chachi got his wings. I howled at that. That was hysterical.
Yeah.
And you'll and with me, as far as lines like that go, there were about maybe 4 or 5 other lines like at that caliber that made me laugh out loud. It's not particularly scary, even though it does try to set that mood, because the power is out as well. So you're in darkness pretty much the entire film, the entire nighttime scene. I was going to say. So because of the quirkiness of the characters, because of the silliness of the occasional dialogue, the horror aspect is kind of lost, but that's okay. This is more of a fun film than a serious film. I think the violence lays itself out in a situation that makes sense, and is not overbearing. It's not in your face. I think Finn was fantastic. His overly nice character was so believable, as well as everyone else's. It was just the performances all around were just really, really good. This is definitely a treat. I would say definitely check this one out, without question.
All right.
It does have its flaws, but it's not perfect, but it's definitely worth a watch.
All right, let's hear from Aries.
I think I've really kind of spoke about all my likes and dislikes about this movie already. But this movie definitely is a treat. It is enjoyable. It is not the greatest movie ever made, but you know what? It's enjoyable. It's a fun watch. If you enjoy a whodunit and a little bit of horror involved in that, check this movie out. This movie is a treat.
All right, Uncle Raven Shadow.
It's been said before, and I'll reiterate. I think striking the right balance is what this movie did really well. It played both sides without a complete detriment to the other. Maybe the gore wasn't, Kill Bill or fucking whatever the fuck, but there was some moments of true dread and violence in this. And I liked the ride. I think it truly, if it was a whodunit, whoever did it was a complete mystery. Overall, I think everybody had a motivation. Everybody was a suspect. And you can kind of look at it where it really could be anybody. So don't look at watch it. But now there were some things in this that did piss me off from a horror movie perspective when they locked things away. Was bad judgment. Once again, that's going to happen. You gotta go into the haunted house. You gotta go. There's certain things you got to do to keep the plot going, but I was overall really surprised that this was as good as it was. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Great cast. And I would be down with seeing what this director does again. I would love this cast to be in other movies. I would love to see them do some like Christopher Guest type shit and play different characters. Redneck Raven Shadow next year might be the politician. It was fun.
That'll never happen.
No, the actor, I'm not sure who he was, or crazy, Hermit Aries, could be next movie,
Aries definitely would be Emerson.
Right? Lake and Palmer. But
no, he's the axe. Aries Axhole.
Yeah, Aries. I'm an Axhole. Yeah, man. Definitely a treat. Check it out.
All right. Yeah, for me, I really dug this film. I think it was hilarious. I know you guys kind of commented on sometimes the comedy was hit or miss. I was laughing a lot during this movie. I thought the characters were fantastic. The performances were great. I thought the script was so good. And this is a first time scriptwriter, first script she's ever written. And for a film script anyways, I think that's like incredible. Almost as incredible as the performance of the direction of this. So I think everything was firing on all cylinders with this film. The writing, the directing, the performances, and it hit the right tone. Like horror comedy can be tough, and you need to have enough horror that doesn't detract from the comedy and vice versa. And this one might have been a little scant on horror at points, and it was definitely more comedy. But I still think that balance worked out, and when it did go into more of the horror stuff, it sort of lost that comedic edge, which is a good thing, So I think that it walked that tightrope very well. And the characters were just really memorable. Like, this is one of those movies that you're going to remember a character. You're going to remember, the woman Trish with the dog, with... I'm forgetting the dog's name again. I just had it in the tip of my tongue. Chachi, yeah. Like Chachi, Chachi the Papillon, which is a very cute dog as well. Ray Chow, you got something to add to that? You like Papillon?
No, you don't. You don't. You go out with your dog.
Agreed.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't like that.
No, Ozzy didn't like it either. But I think that the characters are so memorable, and I think that this is I don't think I've ever seen I'm drawing a blank on her name now. Jesus Christ. I'm just losing everything. The actress from the AT&T commercial. What's her name again? Milana
Weintraub.
Milana Weintraub. Like, I don't think I've ever seen her in any movies that I'm aware of. That's why I didn't recognize her right away. But I thought she was like really charming and really funny in this. And when we find out more about characters' motivations, I feel like everything made sense with her arc and with all the characters' arcs. And I really, I really dug all the performances, especially like you guys mentioned, Finn, played by Sam Richardson. I thought he played it perfectly as well. There just so many great performances in this, very memorable. And I definitely will recommend this to folks, for fans of horror, fans of comedy, fans of Clue. Like this is sort of like a bit of a modern day Clue without as much intrigue in the whodunit part. There is an element of that, but not in the same way it is in Clue. So just going with that in mind. But no, I thought this was a lot of fun, really well made, and I for one hope the director is able to do his Darkman remake, and Josh Rubin, because I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next. So yeah, big time treat for me. I really love this movie. So go check out Werewolves Within. It's available on VOD currently, and who knows, maybe it'll be streaming somewhere in the not too distant future. All right, so next week we are doing a film that has not been released yet. We don't do this very often because I like to do films that other people can check out, along with us. So I don't like to do films very often where we watch them in advance. But we had an opportunity to check out a film from directors Alexander Bustillo and Julianne Maury. And I am excited to see it because they are the directors of Inside, the French Inside from 2007. And they also did Among the Living, speaking of Anthrax. There's a movie. You saw that movie, right, MZ? Or did you not?
It sounds familiar.
Okay. Well, they also did a segment on ABCs of Death, and this is, and they also did Leatherface. That's right. I forgot about that.
Oh wow, yeah, that's right.
Holy shit! I completely forgot that they did Leatherface.
And we did like that.
Yeah, well, for the most part, I think we did for the most part.
Us liking
that. So their next film is called Candisha, and synopsis: it is summer break and best friends Amelie, Bintu, and Morjana hang together with the neighborhood teenagers. At night, they have fun sharing goosebump stories and urban legends. But when Amelie is assaulted by her ex, she remembers the story of Candisha, a powerful and vengeful demon. I'll stop there because the next line is like, I don't know how early in the movie that happens, so I don't want to give it away. But it's basically like a folk horror flick, and I'm a big fan of the directors, Bustillo and Maury, so I'm curious to check this out, and I really wanted to make sure we hit this one. So we'll be doing it a couple days early, but it will be hitting Shudder on the 22nd, so the day that this podcast drops. Actually, yeah, so the day that we do the show, it'll be available. So if people do want to watch it before we air the show next week, they'll have an opportunity to watch it on that day. So if you want to watch live, you have an opportunity to watch the movie that day. I know that doesn't give you much time, but so it drops on the 22nd, and it's available on Shudder. So Candisha, that's Kandisha, and I'm looking forward to checking this out. So if you want to give it a look the day of and join us live, then feel free to give your thoughts, podcast at trickortreatradio.com. All right. So that's what we're doing. Evil Corny says, I was wondering if that was a Scott Baio joke with the dog because they were conservatives. Chachi. I guess.
Joni loves Chachi.
I guess so.
You know, it's weird that he would bring that up because there were a couple of modern, current nowadays terminologies that were laced within the film. You heard snowflake. You heard I think someone said BLM or Black Lives Matter in the movie somewhere. But yeah, the movie did take a turn into the verbal lexicon that we have nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about it very much, and I'm not going to get into it now, but I feel like there was actually more politics involved here than you might think on the surface, especially with the pipeline and things like that. I think that there was a little bit more going on there than we even really touched upon. So yeah.
Well, the less said of that, the better.
Yeah, probably. All right, so we do have some voice messages though, and let's start off with one of our boys from Down Under. It's Tim from Melbourne, Tim Chumwell. Let's see what he has to say this week.
Bombaleo. Tim from Melbourne here. About an hour and a half to another lockdown in my city due to the Delta variant, and not many people being vaccinated, unfortunately. Yeah, still working. Hopefully through to Christmas at least. This week I've got Orc 6, which was okay, I guess. And a lot of the War of the Bounty Hunters stuff seems to be overlapping now. I read Dr. Aphra 12 and War of the Bounty Hunters 2. I had to stop one of them and go read the other one because the story is starting to cross over now. So you have to start reading like a whole bunch of them to get the story. They've got a Jabba the Hutt miniseries or one shot coming. I don't know what he's going to do except leave snail trails and eat stuff. And I'd want to see the Salacious Crumb one when he runs around and picks people's eyes out. All right.
It's pretty awesome. Yeah, I could see some cool Java stuff though. Like he's a fucking crime lord, right?
Well, it's funny. I love. I gotta message Tim.
But you won't. If
try.
Yeah, if Tim wants to talk to you, he'll have to message you.
Tim, message me. Validate me. But no, this whatever the fuck's going on in the Star Wars comics, this War of the Bounty Hunters. There's so many Star Wars books right now. It's like the X-Men. It is crazy. I don't know what's going on, but I want to see Salacious. I want a Salacious Crumb series, Disney Plus. Make that happen.
I don't know. I think a story based around Jabba, like not necessarily a Jabba story, but like him, like telling people to do different things. Every story is a different character, like bounty hunters or whatever else involved in the palace. I think would be very interesting. Where he's just like the part that holds it all together. It's not necessarily like he's the star of any of the episodes, but he just appears in all of them.
But well, Aries, that was great during the 90s when we worked retail. I mean, after the Timothy Zahn books, you had all that. I guess they call it the expanded universe now, right? But they had novels of Tales of Jabba.
They actually call it Legends now.
Stupid.
Well, it's not continuity, so they changed it.
Well, I think the movie continuity anymore. But if it right, I'm with you. I hate sand. But the books Tales of Jabba's Palace are really, really good, and I think one of those stories had the Han versus Boba Fett kind of like 6-gun showdown kind of thing.
Actually, I think that was in Tales of the Bounty Hunter.
Oh, you're right. I had that the paperback, right? Yeah.
Yes.
MZ's getting tired. We're talking about Star Wars.
Oh God, the show isn't about MZ for 5 minutes. He's losing us.
You're right. But it did have when Jabba gave Leia to Boba Fett, and Boba Fett didn't like do bad things. Remember that story?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm definitely down with any kind of underworld shit.
Oh. Come on, Raven Show. You do it pretty good. But yeah, I'd totally be down for more of that. There's a lot of stories to tell there. So, all right, Tim, thanks for checking in. Now let's check in with Milwaukee, our boy First Time Mike.
The Riddle of Steel is performed by William Smith and Conan the Barbarian. Fire and wind come from the sky, from the gods of the sky. But Crom is your god, Crom, and he lives in the earth. Once giants lived in the earth, Conan, and in the darkness of chaos they fooled Crom, and he took from him the enigma of steel. Crom was angered, and the earth shook. Fire and wind struck down these giants, and they threw their bodies into the waters. But in their rage, the gods forgot the secret of steel and left it on the battlefield. We who found it are just men, not gods, not giants, just men. The secret of steel has always carried with it a mystery. You must learn its riddle, Conan. You must learn its discipline. For no one in this world can you trust. Not men, not women, not beasts.
Not MZ.
This you can trust. Rest in peace, William Smith. This is first time Mike saying good night. Bye.
Wow, now I feel like an asshole.
Yeah, that was really great. That was really nice. Can't keep quiet for 10 seconds, can you?
Sorry, First Time Mike.
It's about time you're the one who puts his foot in his mouth.
Yeah, I know, right? That was cool, though. I'm not familiar with that, and I'm not familiar with William Smith either. I'm sure none of you guys are. So
no.
Let me take a look and see. So Smith. Yeah, there's a lot of Will Smiths out there in the world, so.
Oh, hell no.
Not that one. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. He was the actor, William Smith. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, I did see this. I apologize for some, Mike. I thought he was talking about the person who might have wrote that. But no, he's talking about the actor William Smith who was in Conan the Barbarian. I remember him. Yeah, let me take a look. I want to get some of his, because I know I recognize him. So he was in a lot of stuff, though. He's in Red Dawn. He played Strelnikov in Red Dawn, Raven Shadow.
That movie scared the shit out of me.
Why?
Because I was way too young. Yeah, and like I remember when that came on, like my uncle was watching. I was staying at my grandparents' house, and every time I would hear like a plane, a helicopter fly over. I mean, I wasn't like I was 25. I was when that came out, 84, 83, whatever the fuck. I've already established I'm the young buck on the show. But I would look up and I would think there are paratroopers coming out all the time. I would have helicopter and plane anxiety for like up until like 2010.
Oh, he played Conan's father.
Papa Conan.
Papa Conan, yeah. He was Conan the Barbarian's dad. He was also in the Dukes of Hazzard. He had played a character named Jason Steele. He was in Fantasy Island, BJ and the Bear, Hawaii Five-0, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century.
Taking it back to Wilma, Rock.
Yeah. Oh, man, yeah. I recognize his face. He was also he was in an episode of the A-Team, or a couple actually. Hell Comes to Frogtown. He was Count Sodom in Hell Comes to Frogtown, MZ. He was Captain Ripley in Maniac Cop.
Raven Shadow. This will get you. He was the clerk in Outsiders.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
I like that boy good.
That boy good. What else? Yeah, he's been in so many things. Like you look at his face and instantly recognizable. I feel like a dummy because I remember seeing people post about that earlier in the week, and I just didn't make the connection when first time Mike mentioned it. But yeah, it's he's been in tons of shit that we've seen over the years. He's just one of those guys that you just recognize, but you don't necessarily know his name, or you might not. But yeah, rest in peace, William Smith. Play fucking Conan's dad. That's all you need to know. Ha! He was in a video called Debbie Does Damnation.
Oh, God.
MZ saw that.
Have you, MZ?
No, I have.
All right, so let's move on and let's hear from boy out west, Carlitos.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio, it's Carlitos. How you guys doing?
Froze.
Raven Shadow, what'd you do?
What'd you do, Raven Shadow?
I wanted to call and give you my thoughts on the Werewolves Within. And, you know what? This was a big treat for me. I've been really craving a good mystery lately. I never kind of really came across one I really wanted to see. And to be honest, I wasn't really that interested with this film until I found out it was a mystery, as well as a comedy. Well, no, actually, not the comedy aspect wasn't that interesting part, but the mystery part, I was like, oh, okay, all right. I didn't know it was based on a video game. That's actually one of the reasons I wasn't that interested in it. And I also thought it was also based on a video game that wasn't hugely popular. I am aware of it. It's a VR game, and I do have the means to play it. But it was also a multiplayer game, and I'm a little bit leery on buying multiplayer games that are on a platform that's not big enough to support it. I'm not sure about the size of the community of this game. It looks fun. All you do is sit around a table, and you basically discuss amongst other players and guess who the werewolf might be. And I think there's a voting system that you vote the person out. For those who played the game Among Us, I think that's what it's basically just the meeting part. And then you vote out, and hopefully you vote the werewolf out. I'm not 100% sure on it. I never actually played it myself. But but the game itself, the movie itself, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I actually liked the meet cute part in the beginning. I think it had a satisfying conclusion as far as the mystery goes. I did get a bit lost towards the last quarter of the film where people were where things were escalating and people were, I won't give away too much, but people were doing things. I was having a little trouble following on their motives. But overall, yeah, this is a big treat for me, and I enjoyed it a lot. And yeah, Werewolves Within, man. Go see it if you guys haven't had a chance yet. It was definitely worth the rental price. And as far as other movies I watched, I was actually going to watch Vicious Fun. Didn't get around to it yet. I think I'm going to start watching after this message. And but I did see Skull the Mask. And actually, you know what? That's a treat for me, too. It did get a little convoluted in the beginning. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of characters to follow here. But I think for the most part, at least for me, came together towards the end. It was nicely gory. I was kind of itching for a gore film too, and this kind of hit the spot. I did like the look of the character. I liked the fact that he used intestines as his basically his chain for his machete. I thought that was pretty cool. That was never come up in the reviews, but that was cool. I mean, come on, intestines for your chain to whip back your
that is true.
Machete back in your hand. That's cool. and it all sliding around his body. That's kind of gross. I like that. So yeah, it's a treat for me. So that's good stuff. And that's it, man. For now, I did wanted to bring up real quick. A couple weeks ago, there was that discussion in MZ's opinion about basically how Halloween 1 sucks and Halloween 3 is super great. And basically, if he's able to debate that and all that. For the record, I don't share his sentiment. I think the opposite. Might be a bit of a shock. I don't think Halloween 3 is really... It's not as poorly made. I won't say it's poorly made, but I just can't get behind the plot. I think the plot's dumb. But that's my opinion. I'm not here to argue about that. But I want to bring up something about... it was in a previous episode where this discussion came up before and his so-called facts. And I did want to bring up this one fact. A fact that makes you think, yeah, Halloween sucks, man. What is that? And that fact that he brought up was... in this previous episode, I can't remember which one it was. Dr. Loomis, parking in the handicap zone when he goes in the hospital. Never mind that there was a killer out on the loose, killing people, and he knows that. This inconsiderate bastard parks into the parking lot. Not the parking, what did I, hopefully I didn't say parking lot. The handicap zone, the handicap parking space at the hospital. And that just ruins the whole thing. And that's he brought that up. I just wanted to bring that in. Maybe he could use that fact to bring it up in another debate about that. So yeah, that's just bringing that up, bringing memory. I'm not just saying, But that's it. You guys, hopefully things are good on your end. Everything's okay over here. California's not, hasn't been too hot, and fires have been, well, they're still around, but not like last year. But anyway, you guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, stay safe out there, Carlitos. Fucking fire raging everywhere, man.
I love Carlitos. I love it. How dare the cops run those red lights pursuing suspects?
Hey, and not all handicaps are obvious. He could have had a handicap placard. We don't know. We're not here to judge.
Right. I mean, it
no,
wasn't
MZ is, though.
No, his handicaps are very noticeable.
Just look at him. Oh shit! That was. I'm glad Carlitos brought that up, because that fucking tickles me every single time I think about it. Dr. Loomis. It's bullshit because Dr. Loomis parked in a fucking handicap spot. What cop would do that? There's a killer running around. Doesn't matter where the fuck you park.
First of all, he's not a cop. He's a doctor.
Oh, whatever. All right. Dr. Loomis, you're right, of course.
And yes, and any doctor worth his weight in his knowledge of medicine should know that a fully functioning, able-bodied person should not be parking in a handicap spot. It's just common sense.
How do you know he's fully capable?
Yeah.
Not all handicaps are apparent. You cannot assume.
Too late for this. It's too late for this.
One question.
It isn't too late for this.
If you
it is too late. Thank you.
If you were in a rush to get to the hospital for some reason, God forbid someone needs to go to the hospital, and you need to get in there ASAP, are you parking a handicap?
No.
Bullshit.
No,
right.
because there might be a handicapped person in the park in there. Now let's continue.
Let's say it's dead of night, 2 a.m. You're not going to consider it.
No, I won't. I wouldn't. I would never do that.
I'm pretty sure he parked in the handicap spot at Art Bradish on Saturday.
Yeah. They probably have they probably have a spot for you right out front.
There is a handicapped parking spot. There is a handicapped parking spot there now. And not this time, but the last time I went, I almost parked in it. I didn't know it was a handicapped parking spot. And I almost parked in there. When I saw the blue placard, I'm like, oh shit, I can't park there, so I parked somewhere else.
It probably
says
you
started to park there, you backed up and moved to a different spot.
Yes.
So if lives were on the line, you would still back up and park in a different spot.
I'll be right there.
It's okay that you're bleeding out. I gotta park legally.
Yes.
What a humanitarian. Can we get this man an award, for Christ's sakes?
So
Yeah,
fine.
really.
So
I think
when
I'm
when you choke on chicken or eat peanut butter again, would you prefer that I park down the block, or should I park as close to you as I can to get
I'd
you
like
to the?
a couple of knuckles.
So let me go back and chat real quick. Evil Corny says, is Ares trying to turn Jabba into Forrest Gump? Rocky said, thanks, Corny. That just started a thought process that will haunt me. And Corny says, Loomis parks everywhere, damn it. What handicapped person is out that late?
Hey, the handicapped like to have fun too.
It was in the middle of the day.
Rocky says he would park next to it so he could find a stump to love. He stalks the amputees from a distance.
Stump to love. Somebody give me a stump to love. A stump to love me.
And Evil Corny says MZ needs a handicap spot after he eats there. It probably says handicapped for handicap parking only or Monster Zero.
Well, at least they were able to separate the two.
Yeah, it's dangling off a paper plate full of grease.
With written in your handwriting.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think we got one more. Yeah, one more voice message. And I don't know. This one's not marked, so let's take a listen.
I just heard the beginning of the Trick or Treat Radio podcast. And this is Rocky from the Force and Sensitive podcast. And I want to say here right now, motherfuckers, you're going to talk about trimming up the puby doobies. Well, we talked about trimming up the puby doobies last night. So I'm throwing the gauntlet down. Raven Shadow, Ares, Johnny, MZ versus me and Mars and Alberto. Competitive ball shaving on the next combined episode. You motherfuckers ain't got the Kiwis.
Wow. Wow, Aries is stumped.
Is that going to be a video episode, or is like?
Please, God, no.
Yeah.
It's going to be a new Olympic sport.
It was just going to be a half hour, just like different buzzings. Just
with it, someone's holding a towel over you.
Yeah.
We see it before and after.
It's because Johnny will have to go half and half because he's on both teams.
Yeah, that's true.
So the left nut for Force and Sensitive, the right one for Trick or Treat.
Yeah, exactly.
Two-Face, like Harvey Two Balls.
Harvey Two Balls?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My understanding, listening to the show, Alberto's very young, so he might not have a lot of growth going there. So I'm not sure who would win. But a lot of us, over the age of...
Some of us are Italian, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, right. Some might be half. I feel the odds are against Trick or Treat Radio in that.
Yeah, but MZ, like he has like very little body hair at all.
He has no body hair. I talk about that all the time.
Yeah, it's so weird. You're like a little baby, MZ.
You got hair on your balls.
Yeah, I look like the guy from Powder. Okay, yeah.
Really? Because you get the color right.
Pacey as fuck. He's got powdered balls. Evil Corny says, I lost a contact lens laughing at you, Rocky. Rocky says that Alberto is the ref. He sees who gets closest. Oh, that's the worst fucking job in the world.
Yeah. Get in there.
You have to measure.
Doesn't pay for it.
Yeah, call it down the middle.
Call it down the middle. And MZ's, I remember back in the days of wrestling, MZ was commentating once, and it was a close count, and he says, "You can't even fit a pubic hair between this hand and the mat." It was so close. That's what we're talking here, right? Competitive ball shaving. Oh shit! That's a hell of a way to end.
This is the show. We're done after this. This is the last one.
Competitive ball shaving here on CBS.
CBS on CBS.
Celebrity ball shaving.
Oh shit! Rocky says that I'm the ref since I'm on both, but no fucking way, no way. I will just refuse.
Yeah.
I ain't looking at your balls.
Well, to be fair, you spent like 4 hours looking at Monster Zeros.
No, thankfully they were tucked.
Yeah, but you were a perfectionist.
Well, I am a bit of a perfectionist, but I didn't. He had him tucked the whole time, or was wearing a robe. So yes, it would.
Yeah.
It sucked though.
Yeah.
Believe me, it sucked.
Would this be like the new version of the Battle of the Network Stars?
Yeah. That's what I was going here. Yeah.
It's like it's like the Masked Singer or whatever that show is. Maybe you just wear a mask, Raven Shadow, so you don't have to feel all ashamed. Although everyone will know who's the Italian that weighs 120 pounds.
Real fucking quick.
Maybe we'll have to do is get like a curtain with like the little circle cut out or something.
Like glory hole?
Don't get excited. It's not a glory hole.
Don't get too excited, man. Jesus.
Got a drop cloth.
Jesus, you perked right up there like a glory hole.
Wow. All right, I think we should end on that low note.
I'd not eat any food at all today.
And you don't have any Uncrustables?
No, I got some pizza from Good Guys in the back.
Oh, wait, whoa. Good Guys? What's that?
It's my secondary pizza joint.
Oh, it's an actual pizza joint. It's not like Red Baron.
No. Good Guys. It's funny. Yeah.
How was the Red Baron last week?
I actually, oddly enough, hence a funny story.
You burned
it.
Yeah.
Oh, great! Now you got him to tell a story.
You fucking
Wolfie,
burned it.
Fucking fucking dick.
It was you couldn't eat it.
No, it was like fucking hockey pucks.
Jesus Christ! How do you fuck up pizza, dude?
I don't know what happened, but apparently there was already pizza.
You probably fell asleep.
Yeah. There's apparently I must have preheated it before. I don't know what happened.
Oh my fucking god! All right, well, there you go. All right, let's say our goodbyes, MZ.
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Jesus. MZ's in a rush.
All right, Aries, take your time.
Goodbye, one and all.
That's a long goodbye for Aries. Raven Shadow.
Live fast. Love hard. Survive with your mask on.
With Rocky Dennis's mask on.
This is mask on. Or Jim Carrey, whichever comes first.
That's it? You went so slowly, I feel like there's more. I don't want
to... down. It's your turn, Wolfie.
Jesus. You fucked me up. Don't ever slow that down again.
All right.
All
Live fast, love. Stop.
There you go. Whatever. You said it twice now. You happy? Would you get paid double now?
I should.
You get double negative. All right. Well, we appreciate all you guys tuning in. We had a nice little crowd hanging out with us this evening, and we appreciate everyone who sent in the voice messages. We get to hear from some awesome folks, including Tim from Melbourne, our boy Rocky, FTM, and Corlitos. So we appreciate all you guys calling in. And next week, as I mentioned, we will be talking about the movie Candisha, and it'll be on Shudder on July 22nd. So If you want to watch it before we go live, you have that day. It comes out the day we record our show. So if you want to check it out, make plans to watch it before we go live, or listen to the podcast after. But we like when you hang out live. So that will do it. And, of course, we always appreciate everyone who listens to the podcast when it drops on Fridays, and especially our Patreon supporters. You guys are the best. Hopefully you dug the Miami Connection film commentary. Let us know what you thought. And that'll do it. So until next week, that is all for Trick or Treat Radio. We'll see you guys then. See ya.